Hello, hello, hello. Let me see if this lighting will be better here. Maybe that one? It's all about the lighting, right? Main thing is I want you to be able to see the cards. Let me see if okay, that's good. And does that focus in? All right. We are good to go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited to show up here on a Friday evening here and probably Saturday morning to some places in the world that are watching this. So, welcome. Hope you had a great day and a great start of your weekend. I'm excited to bring messages of love today. And I wanted to start off just by thanking all of my subscribers. I've had a lot of new subscribers and a lot of you that have been following me for a while. And I just want to say a big thank you. I definitely appreciate it. I feel your love and I feel your energy. And I'm so glad to be a part of such a wonderful group of people that are so caring and want to hear from, of course, from the spirit world. So I wanted to thank you, thank you, thank you. I will be having a big announcement here in a moment, but I want to start off first, as always, pulling from the Guardian Angel cards. Hey, Apple Pie, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining again. I appreciate you. Thank you. I am feel so honored and blessed to be able to do this. I mean, technology and everything these days, it's just beautiful. I love it. All right. So it's like our message for today is the star. See if that'll focus in there. Maybe. Maybe. Kind of. Let me try doing this a little more this way. There we go. Much better. And it says, believe in yourself. You are a wonder of creation. Wash away all fear and discover you are a shining star. Allow all around you to just be. Let go of trying to control life, for the light of your soul will guide you always towards love. Remember, stars are born through explosions of love. Love illuminates all things. Never forget, you are truly a shining star. Beautiful message for all of us to start off. I do love that. And as I mentioned, I do have a big announcement. Hey, Egyptian famous, welcome, welcome. So the Mercury retrograde, of course, ends this Sunday and we go into the post shadow on Monday. So starting Monday, I'm going to go live every day. And I'm going to start off going 7 p.m. Mountain Time, which is like this time of evening, um, like most nights, at least Monday through Friday. And then, yeah, actually, pretty much Sunday through Friday, I'm going to be 7 p.m. at night. And Saturdays, I'm going to bump it 1 hour later to 8 p.m. because I'm also going to be going on Instagram at 5 p.m. on Saturday. So, when a little more wiggle room in there. And then on like Fridays and Saturdays, I'm also going to be on here at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Sundays at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So I'm trying some different time frames according to the analytics on the YouTube, which tells me when a lot of my subscribers are on because I want to try to be here for as many of you as I can. And I know I have subscribers all around the world. So it's kind of challenging. I don't want you guys to have to stay up till 1 in the morning to attain one of these live videos. But so I'm going to be trying some different ones, but I'm going to try that for now. So very excited to do that. And then also, of course, I have giveaways that I'm giving away, uh, obviously each week for a while. So if you haven't checked out any of those giveaways yet, I do have a playlist link down in the description box of this video, so you can check that out and sign up. I'm going to be offering some additional free personal readings coming up here too. I might start to do like one a week or something like that for a while. And of course, once I reach 1,000 subscribers or more on YouTube, I'm going to be giving away 10 1 hour personal readings. So if you've already subscribed, of course, thank you so much. But tell your friends, tell more, 10, and help spread that Zen love to the world. So advertisements are over, announcements are over. We'll get into communicating with spirit even more now. And yeah, Shining Star by Earth. Oh, right? Is that song playing in your head now, Apple? Very good. So if you have not subscribed yet and you want to have me pull cards for you this evening, all you have to do is subscribe and it'll immediately let you get into the chat room. And then all you have to do is just put what question you have, or if you don't want to share your business out there, just ask for a general reading, and Spirit will be happy to answer you because they know what you want. And I'll just pull a general reading for you. And if I don't have a ton of questions, I will also throw some general readings in between for those that watch this on replay, or for those that don't want to like ask a question, but they really do want to have a question answered. Spirit knows. So that's the most important thing. Very good. So we will start off with Apple and find out, why do you keep thinking about this doctor lady you met on the plane on Wednesday? Let's take a look here. And I'm going to use these love oracle cards. But since this is for you, I'm going to use the pink ones for you. And let's take a look and see what's behind this attraction. What's going on here? All right, Apple. Let's dig in. Let's find out what is up here. Okay, they do want that one. Let's see what else. Any others? Okay, not those. Okay, they do want, okay. Okay. So they did give 4. Let's take a look and see what these are. So your first card here is the Heartbroken card. So if we can get that to, there it goes. Oh, in and out, focus and out of focus. So that's the first one. Then you have the Lightning Bolt. You also have the Runner, which is about running to codependent relationships. Uh-oh. It's all right. And then you have the Love Call. So we will look into this. Hey, Jasmine, welcome. Yeah, if you want to ask a question, you just pop them down below, and then I go in order. So, and if you just want a general reading, you don't want to put your specifics out there, you can do that, and then you'll be next. So, Apple, what all this is about? You have the Heartbroken, the Lightning, the Runner, the Love Call. All of this is, about this search for these relationships, right? And I feel like this is, uh, when there is this, it's almost like this is the not quite Cupid, but it's like you have this lightning bolt that hits you, and it's like love calls you, and you come running, and that's not wrong. Excuse me. It is actually, most human beings, we all have this desire. We all have a dream to be loved and to be lovable. And um, so it's like this particular person just hit so many different of these ideas of what love means for you. It's like the look of them, the conversation, even the voice. It's like so many things were checked off in your heart that it was just like this, wow. It's almost like you got hit by Cupid's arrow, but you got, hit by Zeus's lightning bolt. And it's like, wow, you were really impressed by them. And it had a lot to do with how they made you feel. Like they were attentive, maybe, and they were interested and asked you questions. and you're not used to the attention and the focus that they had on you during that time. And that's why you just can't get them out of your mind, because it made you feel so good on the inside. It's like you just felt so attractive. You felt so, um, just, I don't want to say in the zone, but like in this zone of just wonderful feeling. But it's not about them. It's really about what you saw within yourself. You liked what you saw in that mirror because how you felt about it, how it reflected back to you. You just really liked what you saw about yourself. And, you know, I know what they're telling me is that you don't get that a whole lot. You usually get people who are so consumed with themselves, and they're usually a totally different type of person that you interact with. But this one was just like so, um, you were impressed with them, but you were also impressed with how you were in that situation, if that makes sense. And so it did spark this thing within you. But like all, even though other people, all of the relationships, are that mirror for you to have you realize that the awesomeness you see in other people is because you recognize that within yourself, but also the other people, that were like, there's also something we're recognizing in ourself with all of that. So it's almost like this beautiful contrast you had between what you normally see and what you normally feel, and what you did with this one was like out of the ordinary. And so I really feel like that's coming in. Yeah. So I really feel like that was like, oh my gosh, there's someone that I might would be able to have an adult to adult relationship. I didn't feel the need to become their parent because they were so self-sufficient and confident and knew who they were. Usually, it's the other people that are all over the place, and you feel like it's almost like the hero inside of you goes, "Oh, look, a damsel in distress, or, a victim I can help rescue. That makes me feel good." But it becomes very exhausting, and it becomes very, eventually resentful. That's that codependent relationship kicking in. We give and we give and we give till we're exhausted, and then we give and we give and give until we're resentful. But with this one, it was almost like, wow, like, is this what an adult to an adult relationship would be like? And so it's a good taste of that for you. And I feel like I don't feel like it's meant to be anything more between those two, because I feel like this is like the lightning bolt was like a wake up call for you to realize the difference between the two. So I feel like that's like where you're kind of headed with that. So we will see. And if you have additional questions, pop it on down below. And I'm gonna move on to Jasmine here. Hey, Jasmine, Jasmine. Um, you said, "What did Z think when he received your note?" Whoa. Well, we're gonna use the black love oracle cards for this one because that represents them, and so we'll see what they thought about that. What? Don't be scared. You're so funny. No. Okay, here's still three cards. Okay, let's see. What did he think when you got the note? So we'll look at all three of these together. Okay, well, this is not too bad here. So the first one that popped out was this one, which was this separation, which is about kind of missing someone, and um uh, you know the combination of these, that one with this palm tree. The palm tree is like paradise, and I kind of feel like, between all three of these with Cupid's arrow, that it's like good, had a great time. Like when you go on vacation and you're like, wow, this is awesome, it's so different, and away from everything else. um and he liked that, they like that feeling. Yeah. But, yeah, that separation card makes sense then. But it's like they liked the, um, paradise, but then they went back to reality, you know? It's almost like when you, and I don't mean this in any kind of derogatory way, but, like when you have a summer fling, or you meet someone who you're on vacation somewhere, and it's like a nice little romance, or it's intriguing, but then you go back to your regular life and you're like, yeah, 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 yeah. Now I get back to my normal kind of thing. It kind of feels like that, like it was a nice escape, but they couldn't escape. They had to go back to what their life was and what they had going on there. So, I can dig in a little further on that too. I'm gonna pull these my new Spirit Song Tarot that came in yesterday. I love these cards. They were supposed to come in tomorrow, but I got them a day early, so I was excited because I was gonna go do all these lives. Yeah, let's take a look here. We'll find out what the skinny is here, Jasmine. So I'm gonna just dig a little more and go, what's his deal? And then I'll ask about the attractive thing. So, what is his deal? It's these four. And then that one is the attractiveness. So let's take a look here. Yeah. So the three of feathers. This is actually, let me see, try to get it to go in there. Is it gonna It's the three of swords, which has to do with expectations. There it goes. A little better. Clearer. There we go. It's got these expectations are changing, and seven of acorns is like the seven of wands in the standard tarot, which this is like defensiveness, standing up for who they are. Yeah. Here's the shadow card, which is normally like the devil's card, which means he's got a lot of demons that are um facing him at the moment. Yeah. And he's got his focus is in two different directions with this two of acorns, which is the two of wands. So he's got all this stuff going on, and there's all this growth and expectations, and I just feel like yeah, it's like he's in all these different directions. He has all this stuff going on, and he's pulled in multiple directions. That seven of wands really feels like he's in this place of, um, and it can mean different things, but I really feel for him. It's like he's defending himself, just from a lot of people. Just it seems like a lot of people are on his back about things, and he's just like, oh my god, he's just like in this really reflective place where the shadow brings us a lot of, like I said, mirrors into our life to reflect back to us things that we want to see about ourselves, and it brings the request to do a lot of inner work, because that's the Capricorn Saturn influence, where Saturn's the taskmaster that's having him challenging his beliefs about things. So he's like, really looking at his life and questioning so many things. It's like he had his cage rattled, and now his foundation, he almost feels like his rug was pulled out from underneath him, and so he's really questioning and trying to see what's going on in his life. Yeah, that makes sense that he's exhausted there. Yeah, and he's got the four of pentacles. So, when I asked if he is, if he finds you attractive, the Four of Pentacles is this journey of him. There's so many things in the outside world that are disappointing him, that he's on this journey of finding his own worth from inside, not from the outside. So I almost feel like he's so distracted. He's so all over the place that he's just really focused on himself and what's going on the inside. So it's not like a question of if he finds you attractive. He just has all this. It's almost like he's in a tornado and everything's flying around that he was like, oh, there you went. And he was like, oh, she's pretty, but he's like, so much is going on that he cannot focus on anything because there's too much, It's almost like he has ADHD, adult was that adult uh attention ADD, adult attention deficit disorder, where it's just like all over the place, but he can't, really zero in and focus on that. So, yeah. Which I think that, when we're talking about the paradise, you were a good like, he got away from everything. It's like he zeroed in on you for a moment, and that took him away from everything in his life, and that's why he felt like it was paradise because it was, you know I don't know if you ever watched, True Blood. I don't know why they're showing me this reference, but in the first episode when, is her name Snooki? I forget, but Sookie, I think. She had, like she could hear people's thoughts, but when she was with the vampire, it was silent. It's kind of that scenario where he was just like, "Oh my gosh, it's so peaceful." You took him away from it all for a moment, but then he got sucked back in to all the chaos again. So hopefully get that. Hey, SDA, how you doing? So hopefully that makes sense. And it's like you're like an eye of the storm for him, but he just can't help himself, and he's just doing somersaults out here in this tornado. And you're just like, hey, okay, and it whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. So it's like it's not about you. It's just where he is in his headspace and life space right now. So enjoy the show, right? Watching him spin around. But send him love. He needs it, to help him balance and and go into that. So all right. And then Apple, let's take a look here. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look here, Apple. I'm gonna use the drag my other deck that I got two. Um is a dragon deck. So let's take a look here and see what they have to say about that. Find out what's going on. All right. So what is behind this relationship challenge, right? These blocks. What's keeping you from that? Okay. So let's take a look here. So your first card here, I love these cards. You have the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is the search here. All the knights are on a quest, right? And the Knight of Pentacles is on a search for the Ace of Pentacles, which is the search for an understanding of your worth in relation to the outside world. The card that came up with that, because it came out two cards, and one card. You also have the full card here, which is all about the adventure and the journey, which is the journey of this lifetime. I feel is about worth. We come in here uh, shielded, veiled from who we really are, the powerful, supernatural, eternal, expansive, huge, powerful being that we are, so that we could experience what it might feel like to be tiny, so we can understand our largeness by experiencing our smallness, understand all that wonderfulness by experiencing, this drama that we have down here, all these fear rides in this giant amusement park of fear. And but it's so perfect with that Knight of Pentacles because it is this quest for understanding your worth. And the one of the big ahas we learn in this life around relationships especially is that the relationships out there are never going to satisfy us. They always are going to fall short in some way or another because one, people change by the minute sometimes. And depending on their mood, you're awesome or you're a creep, or they love you or they hate you, or they don't have time for you, or they want all your time. And it's like, oh my gosh. And also, people pass away. So you could find this love of your life and then they get hit by a bus. And I'm sorry to say that. And I don't mean to laugh as I say that, but you've seen movies where all of a sudden here comes this bus and they were standing there in front of you and all of a sudden they're gone and you're like, what happened? Um, and that's why relationships are unstable on the outside. And when we define ourselves by that or anything on the outside world, we also feel unstable because of that, because all those things are unstable. So I feel like this, with this fool's journey and this Knight of Pentacles, this journey is about you finding your worth and all the mirrors that come into our life. And I can attest to this. Like all my relationships in it, whether it was family, friends, or romantical, of course, are the ones that cut us the deepest, right? Because those are the ones that we usually open up to the most. But they teach us how we feel about ourselves. And that's what we see, this reflection in them all the time. And so I feel that. Let's see what these other cards are too here. Yeah. So you have the Sun card here, which the Sun is Leo energy, and it is about looking into your child self for this one. You can see the little mini dragons. This is your adult self now, and you have your child self. And let's see what this one is here too. Yeah, Six of Swords. So you can even see, look at your child self writing on the back here too, which is so perfect for this because the Six of Swords is the movement of your thoughts and your beliefs from one place to another. So those two together are like perfect because it is having you go back and look at your emotional development when you were younger. Because whatever, when we develop emotionally, it's in the womb up to like 7 years old, and whatever we experienced there, whatever we didn't process and integrate, we pushed down into the cellar when we started to develop our mental side of us from like 7 to 14. There's all these emotions, charged emotions that are bouncing around in the cellar, echoing out into our relationships now. And so all these people that come into our life, they are these messengers bringing us the message of our little child self that's like pulling on our shirt sleeve or our shirt tail going, hey, 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 trying to get your attention, right? And they are wanting you to look at how you felt back then. So chances are, when we feel, when these relationships don't end up giving us the attention, the love, whatever we wanted, it happened way, way long time ago, early there. And if you can, look and become this, perfect parent that we were looking for, that no child has ever had, no human child, we get to go back and become the perfect parent, the one that gives us unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, unconditional attention, especially. Um, and we get to just pick up our child self and hold on to them, let them express what they want to express. And there's beautiful bonding and healing comes with that. And also our worth really starts to become very strong with that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Nailed it on the head there, Apple. And then, yeah, but you have the Page of Cups as your final card with this. And this is about you finding higher love. Look at, again, poking at the pond, looking in your reflections, but it allows you to move to this Ace of Cups here, which is the chalice. It's the Holy Grail. It's full of the unconditional love of our higher selves of the spiritual realm. And this is what is the love that you're really looking for. And once you find that, then you become that Ace of Cups. You fill up, and then that love overflows. And then when you meet people, you're not looking to them for your sustenance. You're not looking for to them for your, your worth and your value and your definition. They're just extra. And then it's wow. And you can really quite honestly take it or leave it. And you're not like devastated if it doesn't work out, because you're like, oh, you were just dessert anyway. I had everything I needed inside of me. Um, and I could do without dessert for one day, It's like, okay, but it's not devastating, like you just took away my supper, that type of thing there. So we will take a look. Um, I would, see what you can do to look inward. I'm not sure if I recommended this book to you or not, yet, because it's one I just read this year, which was amazing. See, I have it here somewhere, but it's called The Presence Process, um, by Michael Brown, and presence is like Presence. And it's an amazing book. I mean, it helps you get into that, all those subconscious things that are going on, with that little child self, and it just helps integrate and transform those emotions. It's an amazing, life changing book. So, yes, you got it exactly. Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, I recommend it to everyone. I talk about it a lot on this channel because it is one of those books where I'm like, to get into your shadow side and to your subconscious and understand what's going on with your child self and all those echoes that keep on repeating themselves. It's like, when is it going to stop? Well, the little kid's going to have a tantrum and pout and demand attention until we give it to it. So it's going to continue to echo until we do. So I really encourage you to check it out, because it is a beautiful one. Yeah. Yes, and thank you, Apple, too. Yeah. If don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying the channel. It does help my channel grow and share the beautiful Zen love that we all have here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So hopefully that resonated there for you. I'm going to continue going on here. And so, Mike R. Will the Libra S and you be reunited in the next 3 weeks? Let's take a look here. I'm going to pull both a pink card and a black card from both of these decks. And the pink card are you, and the black card is them. And we'll see what comes in there. And then SDA, you will be next. And thank you so much for subscribing and liking. I appreciate that very much. So let's take a look here. So yours will be first here. Okay, that's that one. And then theirs will be this one. Let me just shuffle this a couple times. And this will be the Libra S. Well, that's pretty interesting there. The combination, of course, there's so much more than just our sun signs. So we've got you here, which you're wanting this, you're unconditionally loving and giving, and so this is you to them. And then they have engagement ring here. So there it does appear, unless they're getting engaged to someone else, that there is this attraction. There is this, um, you know, gathering back together, this reuniting, this commitment there. I'm going to pull some more cards because I want some clarity, because they did mention that. And actually, I want to pull. I want to use these Archangel Power Tarot. And we'll make sure, because that would be, that's not something I want to leave up in the open of, well, if she's not engaged to someone else, you're like, what? So let's get some details here. Okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense then with that engagement ring. So you got the Queen of Ariel, which is the Queen of Pentacles, which is about new birth and also Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. And then what else did you have here? And you have the Five of Ariel. So the Five of Pentacles, which is about your journey of worth and um, you know, the the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Ariel is what they call this one. That's like my lifelong, I call it my poster child card for my life, is has been this journey of, we look for the outside world for our sustenance when it's really the creator of all things, the source that brings us what we need. And I feel like there's this excuse me, energy coming in here of this, there is this rebirth, this, it's almost like a renewal, um but it's about focusing on you and making sure you're nurturing yourself, making sure you're looking at who you are independently and allowing them to be also independent of themselves. And it is coming, it's like a new birth, because you can't go back to the way it was, right? Because when you always did what you always did, you always get what you always got. And I feel like there's going to be this coming together. um yeah, very good, and allowing, sometimes we can get lost in expectations. I always say when you meet someone, like they're doing this, and we have no expectations because we didn't know them before, and we're like, wow, look how amazing they are, right? And then you start hanging out and you just a little come some expectations, and then maybe you start dating, and then maybe you exclusively date, and then you become engaged. They're still awesome, but the amount of awesomeness because of expectations seems like they're becoming less and less amazing in our ego eyes. And then you get married, and suddenly, why are they not being the amazing self they were? And like they stayed the same person they were as did you. It's always on both feet, right? But it's like if we can keep expectations at nothing and focus on all the amazingness they are, not on who they're not being, it changes things. And I kind of feel like that's what you guys are going through. And sometimes it takes a separation to realize how good you have it. One, especially if you start looking at the pool of people out there and you're just like, God, I don't have to start all over with all of them. And you start remembering the things, because expectations start to drop when you think you're going to be leaving each other, and then the amazingness starts coming back like a miracle. So I kind of feel like that's, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I do feel with that commitment that you're understanding how much you care about her and who she really is, and if you can drop all the expectations, this love and this appreciation and everything will just come back. And if you can keep it that way, that's the trick, right? Not letting the expectations come back and going back into the old things, but kind of treating it like almost dating again. They're bringing back to my memory now. My brother and my sister-in-law actually went through that. They separated for a while, and she actually moved out, and he started dating her. He was like, "I don't want anyone else. I'd like to start dating you again, and I want to, earn that back." And because she had felt that she was taken for granted, because she all the kids and all this stuff, everyone just wanted everything from her, and she just felt like she had no identity and she wasn't appreciated. She didn't feel that way. And so when, she moved out into an apartment and they started dating. Yeah. So, I feel like with all of these cards that, if you can take it to that and show her, how much you care, and who she is to you, that she will really I think she really likes that commitment. She wants to maintain that, but it's like it needs to be a fresh start in a whole new way. And you can't go back. You can only create a new relationship, is what they're telling me here. So, when you were asking what was the original question, if you'll be reunited, it's like in a new way. I really feel. I do. I do get people from the other side that do come in to readings as well. And so if you need to talk to anyone on the other side, then I'm sure that they will come through. So, since I answered that first question, if you have additional ones, go ahead and put them down there, Mike. I'm going to go ahead and keep going down the list here because everyone's so patiently. I appreciate everyone. You ask questions and you patiently wait for them to come up. So, thank you for that, everybody. So, I'll move on to SDA next here. And you want to get clarity on your work path. It seems like you have blockages. And then Spirit wants to ask you about JB too. Oh, blocks, blocks, blocks. What's going on, SDA? All right. So I do want to use these Spirit Song Tarot for you. And let's take a look here. Yeah, I'll ask Mike. They're not giving me a time frame yet, but let me pull SDA's cards here. And I don't think I have anyone else. Yeah, and then I'll jump back to that question there. So let's take a look here. Okay. So you had 5 cards pop up here. Let's see what's going on here. Wow. Get all these acorns. You got a lot of fire going on, SDA. So you've got the King of Acorns, which should be the King of Wands. And then you also have the Knight of Acorns, which is the Knight of Wands. And then you have the 5 of Wands. So here is the challenges and growth. So you got all this fire that's going on behind the scenes. And that's what's bringing this up. We'll talk about that in a sec here too, because you also have the 7 of Cups, which of course is all these emotional choices. And I kind of feel like there's this um it's like I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. There's all this energy and all these emotions that kind of feel almost triggered inside. um and it is this because the other card you got is the Star. So this is the peace and what does it say? Healing. So like you're saying, this transformation that's going on. So hope. It's the hope card too, right? So this is like your higher self connecting to your higher self, which also is the King of Acorns. I consider that the highest energy you can connect to, which is your higher self creator source. So you definitely have all this energy that's going on behind the scenes. I mean, all of that is fire. If you think about a star also being fire, you got all this blastingness. Um, but is this transformation of this emotions that's going on here? Because the 5 of Wands is this energy of what you feel is conflict, and this is like for both areas too. They're saying like, yeah, this is just the root. This is the mirrors, the messengers, like we say, that are coming in both job and people and this and that and this and that. And there's all these emotions all over the place. And it's like, I just don't know how to feel. I feel like um, it's not confusion though. It's just like a roller coaster. And it's like up and down and left and right and loop de loop de loop and backwards and up and down. And you just feel like you're being pulled in all these different directions all at the same time. And that's what feels like this conflict. It kind of has put you into this um I wouldn't say like in fear, but it's concerns you, and it's like you do have defensive walls up, which is what, you know, fear causes, because you're trying to feel safe, you're trying to feel in control because you feel so out of control. And I feel like this energy that is switching, yeah, this energy that is switching for you is uh, because it's these people's actions and these people, it's almost like they're showing me like you're walking down the street and this dog just starts barking at you, rah, 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 and then you walk down further and there's this cat that just hisses at you, and then you walk further and there's a snake that hisses at you, and then there's this rabbit that goes, "Rah," and the squirrel making noise at you, and this crow calling at you. Like everywhere you go, you just feel like, what is everyone's problem? It's almost like everyone's in a bad mood, and you just have like, ooh, I just can't take this anymore. I can't take all this energy that's going on, because it feels like you're taking them all on. And that's why I feel like that 7 of cups is like, it's almost like they handed you all these cups of emotions and you're carrying them around and you're like, I'm tired of it. And you just want to drop them all and drop all these emotions and just let it all go. And you can do that because this 5 of wands is this movement of the energy from feeling like conflict to one of love. And I don't know, I mentioned the story a bit. So if I said it before, just bear with it. Try not to get bored with my story, because it's one of my favorites with the 5 of wands, which is, it starts off like this kung fu movie, and because they all have those stabs and they're all so the movie starts that way and you're like, oh my gosh, what are they trying to do, kill one another? And they're just fighting and fighting and fighting, and then finally 4 of them are exhausted on the ground, and there's one person left barely standing. And you're like, "What's gonna happen next? Is he gonna kill them all?" And then they all start laughing, and you're like, "What is going on here?" And then they help each other up, and they're all buddy buddy back down the path to the monastery meal hall, where they have a meal together. And then you realize, wait a minute. So this conflict, all this fear emotions I thought were going on, were actually, these people were out of love trying to help each other improve their skills. And so that's that change of the energy that's coming is, oh, okay, all this hissing and all this negative emotional energy that's all around you, it's happening for you, not to you. So it's like they were all putting on these, masks. Now they're showing me, how in the Japanese theater, I think they put on the kabuki masks and stuff, and they put on these shows. It's like they were putting on all these masks for the entertainment, for the show, for you, to realize those things. And so it is getting into this connection to your higher self, really getting away from everything, realizing that all these emotions, all these things going on, are all a reflection that's coming from being projected from your heart outward. And it's like whatever we focus on is what grows. And it's easy to do these days. If we watch just an hour of news, there goes our energy, because it's like, they're usually not like, "Hey, look at all the fun stuff and all the wonderful loving stuff going on in the world." They're usually like, "Nuclear war, this war, look at this flood, look at this devastation. Oh, look at these murders. Oh, look at this political stuff. Oh," but and you're like, "Oh my gosh," So clearing like what you're seeing with your eyes, what you're listening to, what you're smelling, tasting, or touching, like all your senses that are bringing stuff in. Choose um things of unconditional love and things of the higher realm, and let that focus of that energy go on that, and that's going to move all these energies, it's going to move all this blocks and all that. No news for you. um Hey Trevor, woohoo, lotto ticket night. um yeah, and that's beautiful, transmuting dark energy, um yeah, as a spiritual gift. So how with our gift and with what we are here to do, how do we do that? By experiencing it ourselves, right? You transmuting this, you know um this energy, is like giving you the practice, giving you the ability. Because once you go through it, then you're able to help other people go through it too. But if you haven't gone through it, it's like, well, let me look in the manual. According to this is how you do it. Try that. Did that work? No. Okay, let's try this. Instead of you're like, I hear you. This is what I went through, and this is what I did, and this is what helped me. It helps you help others with that too. So I feel like that's where these blocks are coming from. You've gone through it. So this is just you've gone through class 101, 201, 301, 401, right? Now you're going for your master's degree in it. So I feel like that's where these blocks are coming from, is that energy. And so with that change that you're doing with that, because I feel like you already know you're already making this change. You can just feel the movement of your energy already. That the blocks will open up and you'll start seeing things from that higher perspective instead of from the behind the shield walls. Yeah. So very good. Yeah. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. All right. So hopefully that helped. And I kind of feel like I want to pull a yeah, oracle card here. And these are the spirit of the animal oracle. So let's take a look here. See what their message is here for you with those energies. Okay. Yeah. Here's that raven that was calling on you, Colin. Beautiful, beautiful card. I love that. I love ravens too. You are the creator and magician. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and your words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. And I do want to read from the book on this one too. It says, if you've been a lover of ravens, collect their feathers, embrace their images, read their myths, observe them in nature, and you love black, then raven is your totem. It is said when magic is near, ravens appear. Ravens are messengers from another world. So when they were calling at you, that was their, bringing you messages. They bring us secret knowledge about magic and divination. And ravens are the winged spirit advisors from your own powerful subconscious. Raven people conspire with the energies of the universe to help them create their dreams. They experience continual learning and enlightenment. Raven people do not fear the darkness. The vast unknown is their storehouse of cosmic forces. Others can be drawn to raven people, but also might be fearful of what they know. So if raven is your totem, you are a creative, and you love playful interaction. You cultivate the natural philosopher within yourself. You have access to the subconscious mind, and this incredible knowledge is yours to retrieve. If raven is your totem, learn to meditate and reach deep within yourself to your own reservoir of wisdom. Go into the dark and bring back the light. Huh. Transmuting energy, huh? Raven can fly you there and introduce you to riches of wisdom beyond your wildest imagination. And the four questions that it has, which or statements, things that you can reflect upon. First one, have you forgotten how magical you are? Number two, have you let your energy bring you to the dark side? Number three, have you been responsible with your magic? And number four, don't let negative thinking undo your reality. Boom. I love it. Wow. So you can see the card there once again. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I think that pretty much sums it up, SDA. Love that for you. All right. So let me take a look here. Cool. All right, Trevor, I will come to you next. Did want to Mike had asked a question just to make sure. So, Mike, you said, but do you see us being back together? Do you know a timeline in October? With those other cards, it feels like this rebirth and this coming together. So it does feel like you guys are coming back together. I want to pin them down because they're kind of being wishy-washy with me. They're like, well, yeah, they'll have this relationship. I'm like, but is it going to be a marriage relationship? Is it going to be at the end of October, or is it going to be a friendship where you part ways and you then can be friends because you don't have all that pressure of marriage? Or what is it? So I'm going to use these Queen of the Moon Oracle. Ah, well, that's good. Yeah, so that makes sense then. So all the cards were pointing to that, but here. So we got this one here. Yeah. Let's see. Well, there it goes. Beginnings. You're about to walk through out of the winter into the spring. So definitely feel that there. Yeah. And this was the other card that came out with it too, which is about gratitude. So um I do want to read from the book on that beginnings. So oh wow. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. Four kids. Oh, there was only two in my family, and that was enough. But it says you are offered a fresh start. Your journey is beginning. Take the first steps towards something new. It is time to place emphasis on your health and well being, just like those other cards. There's something incredibly poetic and even romantic about that tiny sliver of silver that is the new moon. After the waning cycle and depth of the dark moon, here is appearing in the sky, incredibly a crescent of the finest light. Almost a scratch upon the blackboard of the universe, here's the evidence that even after the darkest night, light returns again. The crescent of the new moon is an ancient symbol that stretches back to ancient prehistory. There are cave drawings featuring crescent moons, sculptures of goddesses with crescent moon diadems, and the goddesses Aphrodite, Diana, Artemis, etc., etc. They don't want me to read anymore because they're talking about this new beginning. And so whenever the new moon is in October, I feel that's the time frame. Let me see if I have at a quick glance here. Maybe as I destroy half of everything here. Let me see. I might have. So I think October 25th is the new moon in Scorpio. So I was going to say towards the end of October, but that definitely kind of seals the deal. I feel October 25th will be the new beginning. Dun dun dun. So, uh, yeah, yeah. So that's coming up here, less than a month away. Yeah. So you had even said around 3 weeks, didn't you? I think originally. But yeah, so that's the new moon. So that is what they are saying there. All right. So hopefully that helps out there, Mike. I'm going to go ahead and move on here. And again, thank you everyone for being here. If you missed the announcement at the beginning, my special announcement, I'm actually going to be going starting Monday. I'm going to go live every day in the evenings, Monday, or say Sunday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Saturdays, I'm going to go 8 p.m. Mountain Time. And then also, I'll be going in the mornings, like 10 or 11 a.m., depending on the day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as well as 5 p.m. on Instagram on Saturday. So all that's in the description box below, so you don't have to memorize all that. But I'll put out invitations and stuff for all those. So, oh, I know, right, Mike? It's good. Everything happens in perfect timing. It's, for you to get used to the idea, for you to make changes, for you, because it takes you a certain amount of time to create new habits, right? So now you can start just uh, preparing, preparing for that. All right. Good. I'm so glad that helped SDA. All right, so Trevor's next, and then hey, baby girl, you can definitely have a reading. Okay, good. And you put your question down below, so we will get to that there. Bunny rabbits. Okay, so you need the bad past energy to go away. When is it going to take a hike? Let's take a look. Let's look at that dragon energy with these dragon cards. Let's see what's going on here. All right. So talk to us about this energy. Okay, you got two there. What else? And then two, and then three. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, well, I understand that. Here's your five of swords energy coming in here. So looks like some conflict. Looks like some individuals trying to prove that their small t truths are more true than someone else's. So there was some conflict going on there. You have the Ace of Cups with that too. So, with the interesting thing, because these two came out together, no longer living in sin. So, um, the Ace of Cups, that represents the, connecting to the higher love of above, that unconditional love, and also the truths that are up above, because, the dragon here has this Ace of Swords, which helps them connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm that are rooted in unconditional love. And so the combination of those two, work so well together because it is whenever we have these thoughts and beliefs of how things are supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be, all the blah, blah, blah opinions that we grew up with that we feel are the rules of life. I call those the small t truths of our human, because those are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love. And we feel we have to defend those because if they're wrong, that means I'm wrong. And what else is wrong about my life? And I'm rejectable and I'm not lovable and blah, 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 blah. We go down that huge roller coaster or the snowball and, avalanche happens. But when we connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm that are rooted in unconditional love, that truth does not need to be defended. It just is. You know, there's no rules around it. There's no way you can lose it. It's eternal versus the direct conflict ones of the small t truths, right? Yeah. So, there's this uh, change of mentality, these change of thoughts, because you don't need to defend anything to anyone else. And then you're just able to let them believe what they want to believe. And then, you're focusing on these higher truths, right? Let's see what else these have to say here, too. Yeah. Yeah. Because you have the Sire of Swords, which I believe and this one is the King of Swords. But again, here's that the Ace of Swords, you know, excuse me, that other one was carrying, and it is this transformation, this change. Again, connecting to the higher truths is so much there because you also have the Three of Cups that came out with it, which the Three of Cups represents your posse on the other side. It's all your guardian angels and your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones who are on the other side. Also, your ancestors, fairies, leprechauns, unicorns, whatever you believe those beings of unconditional love and light are, it's them that are saying that they're, yeah, are there, yeah, in your pops. So it's, this beautiful, and you can even see the little butterfly on there and there. See if it'll focus in. So he's got a butterfly in his claw. And so again, it keeps on pointing you back to these higher truths, these, this love from above is so important, for this aspect in your life. All this bad juju, this negative energy, that's all of fear, that's all of this realm, that's all of the human, of all these popular opinions that we were taught, all these expectations, like I said, supposed to, should, need to. When you hear those words, that's not of unconditional love, that's of conditions. Right? And that means that love can be lost, and we fear it's going to be lost, and it will, because it's of the human, ever changing, love. Let's see what else they have here, too, because you had, oh my gosh. And then you do have the Ace of Swords. So you actually have the Ace of Swords coming in here. So if they were trying to beat a message into our heads, it's that connect to the higher truths that are rooted in unconditional love. um, yeah, and you have the Lovers card here. Beautiful card, because this is about emotional choices, which every moment is either a choice between unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. It's either one or the other in each moment, which, you also have the Wheel of Fortune coming in. And the Wheel of Fortune is all about choice as well, because the Wheel of Fortune story that, you know, Spirit gave me is that before we come down here, we, our souls, of course, choose us to be that human avatar that it's going to experience this life through. And so it chooses, when we're going to be born and who we're going to be born to and where and all that stuff. And then also when we're going to be withdrawn out of our human, to be totally just spirit again. And but there's all these fated events that our soul wanted to experience in this lifetime through us. Of course, we forget that piece. We're still a part of that, of our being. It's just this is the part of us that we have veiled, where we're like, why is all this happening to me? But even with all those fated events, within each of those moments, we still have our free will, our power of choice, that we get to choose, like that Lover's card, what emotion we want to feel as we go through it, and what story we want to put to it. Like, what does that mean? Now, of course, we have all this baggage of all these opinions and all these beliefs that we have been put into our heads. Because I know when Spirit told me all that, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm making a choice. This thing happens. This is how I feel. This thing happens, and that's what it means. What do you mean I'm making a choice? And they're just like, come here, sit down. Let's show you. Every child, every human child on the planet, when we're younger, have all these popular opinions that are poured into us that we just don't know any better. We're just like, yeah, okay, I'll take it all in. That's what we're supposed to do, I guess. And we just take up on all these opinions, um, of, popular opinions of what people say you should feel when you go through something, what you should, story you should put around something. And then it gets so reinforced, it becomes our opinion, it becomes our habit, and then it becomes so reinforced, it becomes our reaction, where it happens so fast that we don't, um right. So you're like, yeah, it's Groundhog Day. We are living it over and over again until we realize that we get to choose what we want, to feel around a situation, or what we want to, story we want to put around something. That's our power, it's our free will. And with all that information, like, it transforms us from feeling like we're on this out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode, because we realize we're more like on a monorail train at Disneyland or Disney World, where it's all these stops that happen on purpose for a purpose and it's attached to the track so it's not going to fly off. And when we realize that we have that power to choose in each moment, then we feel like we're not out of control like we felt before. We stop fearing the future so much because when you feel like you don't have a choice, like when that happens, this is what it means. When that happens, this is how I have to feel. You kind of are afraid what's around the corner because you feel like your life is out of your hands. This happens. This is how I have to act. This is what happens. This is what it means. Instead of like you could, this would be awfully boring, but we could, no matter what comes our way, we could choose to feel joy and we could feel and choose the story we put that it's amazing and we could live the rest of our lives that way. But then why be here? That's what life on the other side. So we love the drama, we love the ebb and flow of moving in and out, but realizing there's always a choice between two. When we get tired of feeling the bad juju, bad vibes, negative emotions, all those that are rooted in fear, we can choose those that are connected to unconditional love in the higher realms. So, uh, that is like what they're telling you about. When is it going to end? When you make a new choice. Which card is the best to get? All of them, because you always get the perfect card for the moment, right? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, karma is kind of misconstrued a little bit because the human likes punishment. It likes to think that there's punishment because that's rooted in fear, right? Karma is really about our soul wanting to experience different sides of things, like in one lifetime or somewhere in our life, we're like, and this is an example that they bring to mind. It's like you were a slave of some kind, you know, or worked for a really horrible boss or something like that. Then later you get to be the the owner or the the horrible boss to see that side of it too. Like you get to experience different sides because we are very um, uh, curious beings, right? We really want to look into that and understand all facets of it because we're already perfect. That's the thing. The human experience is like, oh, we're imperfect, we make mistakes, we're blah blah blah. But it's like, no, we're actually these perfect mountains. We come down here as humans to come down onto the mountain, to walk around the mountain that we are, to explore and understand and see who we are from different points of view, from way at the bottom to the summit, to around here, to around the side, and we're exploring who we are through all of our experiences. So, for dealing drugs before, that was just an experience that you had, that you went through. There's no punishment. Creator, that's the unconditional love, doesn't have a condition of, "Oh, you were bad, now you get punished." It's just like, um, a wonderful example that, creator gave me, and I'm sorry, baby girl, we'll be right with you. But they want this message to come out. It's like the creator is like it's both the mother and father of all things. So if you think of like, two grandparents, two just loving, loving, loving grandparents, and they walk us to a park to play. And this is the playground. We come down here and we're like, well, what are we supposed to go play on first? I'm like, go have fun, go enjoy it. And we're like, but what is the right thing to go do? Am I supposed to go on the slide and then onto the swing and then on the merry-go-round and then on the seesaw? Or which one am I supposed to do first? And like, go have fun. There's no rules. Just you're here to go enjoy and explore and experience and go play with all those other kids and understand, your interactions and have these adventures. Go play. Well, what is the right? Okay, go play on the swing first. They're like sometimes, spirit and creator, whatever. They'll just say, "Here, go do that first." Okay, and then they're like, they become the religion of the slide. Everyone must ride the slide first. That's what they said, and the creator's like, "Oh gosh, just want you to go play, but we misconstrue things as our human side of rules. This is supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, when it's just a experience and explore type of adventure. So, um, be free, connect to those higher truths, of unconditional love, rooted in unconditional love, and question those small t truths. Because that Ace of Swords, in addition to connecting you there, also gives you the ability to slice away those old thoughts of fear that no longer serve you. They served you for a time because you wanted to experience what it might feel like to be trapped and small and all that, but that's ready to move. So, yes, exactly. All right. Thank you so much for your patience, baby girl. So you are up next. Hopefully that helped there, Mike. If you have additional questions, pop down and I'll circle back around. And you want to know, baby girl, is that AG Capricorn going to be mad at your mom for hiding? Oh, that he's been living with you for all those years. Uh-oh. Let's take a look here. We'll see what they have to say. I think you had asked that once before because that sounds really familiar. But let's take a look here and see what they have to say. Okay, they want that one. What else? Okay, that one and that one. And I'm using the Spirit Song Tarot for this one. And that one. All right, so they did give you three. Let's take a look here. So you have the Three of Crystals. Love that. So the Three of Crystals is the Three of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot. Interesting. Maybe I dreamt it. You never know. Woo! And then you have the Sun, which this is all about joy and uh, very bright things. So that's a victorious card there. And then you have the Four of Crystals, which is the Four of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot. So, with all three of these together, I mean, the joy card right away is saying that no, they won't be upset, and I believe that's the message that came through before, because they are, uh, they're just like they see people as busy bees and doing what they're doing and stinging and they have like this wonderful um outlook on life. They're like, because like the bee that stings and then it dies, it's like I choose my battles. It's like that's nothing that has anything to do with me. That, is something that doesn't concern me. And then, the Four of Crystals, the Four of Pentacles, um, again, what I got with this one is he likes to build, he doesn't like to destroy. And so I kind of feel like they're one that just goes along with things and you know um it's like they really, again, they choose their battles. They really look at stuff and go, you know what, it's not worth all the energy and all that because I'm not going to let it impact me. So it is what it is. You guys have your drama. They're like they're not um, a fan of drama. So I feel like they're not going to get upset. They're just like, it is what it is. Because the Four of Crystals, the Four Pentacles, is about also feeling very secure in themselves. And so I don't feel like it bothers them that someone would deny it and that, you know, um, that they wouldn't do that. If Yeah, that's what I'm feeling, and actually kind of joyful. He's just kinda like, "Whoop-de-doo, whatever. I'm gonna go do this," He's focused. Like, who I forget what there was an actor that said something like, "I don't, I invest all my time on people that I love, and so I don't I don't invest my energy in negativity and people who are trying to tear me down. Um, I think it was Will Ferrell, now that I think about it, because I see his face in my mind. He's just like, "I don't care. I just focus on having fun and joy, and, everyone else wants to do other stuff. I don't have time for that. I'm gonna invest my energy in the other stuff." Yeah, yeah. So he probably already experienced the drama before, and he's like, "Not worth the energy. I'm in it." And I think if I'm remembering, this is what I'm remembering, is that other person was a police officer and that they kinda stalk you, right? Yeah, because this is their energy, the 5 of Wands. It's like this they have this inner conflict that goes on inside of them, you know, um, but it's like, uh, again, that 5 of Wands energy is about not investing in the fearful things, because whatever we focus on is what grows. And so if we love drama, we focus our energy on drama, what happens? The drama grows bigger and bigger because we're looking at it. But if we look away from the drama and focus on gratitude and focus on what we do want in our life, and again, like kind of that joyfulness and all that, then that grows instead. And so when we feed the drama, it grows. Like that Native American tale about, the grandfather was talking to his grandchild, and um, the grandfather told the grandchild that within every human being there's a white wolf and a dark wolf, and they're always battling. And the grandchild goes, "Oh, which one wins?" And of course, it's whichever one you feed. And so whatever you feed and grow in your life is what will expand. So I kind of feel like, you know this if your mama loves drama, your drama mama, you don't have to feed into it. But if you feed into it, then that's what you get. You get a dramatic show, movie and a show. Grab the popcorn, enjoy it, right? But if you're tired of it, then it's don't look at it anymore. Look at what you do want in your life and what you're grateful to have in your life, not what you fear or what you don't want in your life. Yeah, you're talking about the other person. Yeah. Not the Capricorn person, right? I think you said Capricorn. Yeah. So so I don't feel like they'll be mad. They're just gonna be like, it is what it is. All right, and Trevor. So you got Queen of Wands for your lottery question, which the Queen of Wands, passion, creativity. It's not a Pentacles card, but it's like what you're focusing on is what that Queen of Wands has, that fire focus. Like whatever she invests all her energy in is what really happens. And so they're like, putting that energy off about winning lotto. I used to be a big lotto player until I read a book. It was called Tapping into Wealth. And it's like this belief of winning in lottery has this belief around, there's like a fear of not having enough. And there's all this stuff that goes on with it. But that Queen of Wands, it is interestingly, the Queen of Wands usually has a black cat, and she connects to the higher realms for guidance in her life. So it kind of feels like even with that, they're pointing you back to connecting higher. They're like, connect higher. It's like all your answer to everything is connect higher, connect to the higher realms, connect to that capital T truth. It's like, but that's the answer for everything right now. Hey, Kadu, hola, welcome. Thank you guys again all for joining me. I really appreciate you being here on this Friday evening or Saturday morning, depending on where you're at in the world. And let me just make sure I didn't pass anyone up here. Yeah, baby girl, it's like at when you hit the 47s, I'm a bit older than that too, but when you look back at life, the things that bothered you in your teens and your 20s and your 30s and even your early 40s, when you start getting up there, you've had all this experience and you've really realized all the stuff that you put so much effort into wasn't worth it, wasn't worth the time, and you understand more about what you experience in life. uh, you get to choose so much about it, especially like we used to worry about so much stuff. And it's like, how much did worrying about anything ever help anything? And you're like, about 0%. So why am I worrying about stuff? You stop worrying so much about other people's actions, other people's drama, other people's stuff, because you're just like, one, you're tired. You're just tired. And you're like, I just don't have the energy. I'm gonna spend it on other stuff. So if anyone else has anything that you'd like me to ask Spirit, right? Yeah, he's got plenty to invest his energy in. Just pop your questions down below. And if you're new to my channel, if you have not subscribed yet, I really appreciate considering doing so, because in addition to being able to, you have to do that to be able to chat. As soon as you subscribe, you can enter in the chat here, ask any questions you want. And also I weekly, like tomorrow, I'll be putting out weekly energy updates. I just This last week I put out the October monthly readings, has some pick a cards. I have some different variety of readings throughout the month. So you also get notified of all those. So if you do subscribe, make sure to click on that little notification bell and select all, so you get notified of when those come out. Um, and if you haven't hit the like button yet for this one as well, I really appreciate you doing that, because the more likes also help the videos get sent out to a variety of other people as well. All right, strange questions. Cool. Let me ask. I'm going to answer SDAs real quick here, and then Mike, I will pull some cards for you, because I really, when you asked that earlier, I kind of feel like there are some messages there for you. So let's take a look here, though. Does Spirit try to get your attention with messing with your watch, water bottles? Oh, with water bottles, not your watch. Let me take a look here. I'm going to pull from these tea leaf for that for some reason. So let me just shuffle these up. Okay, those are mixed up. Let's take a look here. What do they want you to know about them messing with you? I wouldn't put it past them. So they got the wishbone card here, which is very playful energy, um, because I see them uh, going into like an arm wrestling stance with the wishbone, going, "Come on, come on." So yeah, I feel like they get your attention in a ton of different ways. uh, they have very playful energy. It's almost like fairy energy in a way. They're just so uh, not mischievous, but they like being creative with you, because I want to say, and I don't mean this in any bad way whatsoever. They're like, you just don't like subtle. You like, boom, obvious. I want obvious. Subtle. I'm not, I want like bizarre. I want, in my face. I want, strange. And I feel like that's like they're telling you, yeah, we're going to do all sorts of stuff. So that's a big yes from them on that. All right, Mike. So let's take a look here. So, do you have anyone on their side that has anything to say to you in a message? Right. um, yeah, and I feel like I'm being drawn to the Rumi Oracle here first. So I'm going to pull a card from here. Mm. So let's take a look here. Who would like to come through for Mike right now, please? Okay. Got some strong energies coming in. So we've got the lion and the deer here. Beautiful card there. Card number 22, Master card, connecting to the spiritual. So they're pretty funny. Ha ha ha. So it says, "Hello, my old friend. Do you remember me? We are the oldest of friends, ancient soulmates we are, acquainted over many lifetimes past and through many lessons learned together in the school of love. So here we meet again in this advanced spiritual training of the human experience with the earth as our classroom. The moment is upon us to leave behind what we have once known and to open up to the great mystery of life again. Our souls leaped from the divine oneness through the river of forgetfulness and now dive into a body and a life. What a journey that leap begins. Let us embark on this studious adventure together. Let us honor the tiger and the lamb within each other, the lion and the deer. I can witness in you both the raging warrior who fights with unbreakable honor and the healer who brings together those things torn apart. It's interesting because I felt like there was a masculine energy and a feminine energy, and I feel like it's the lion and the deer, if this resonates with you. And it says, "So we are here together in this school of love, not for the soul who still adheres to preference instead of curiosity, not for the soul who craves comfort instead of devotion to divine adventure. We must be like lovers if we are to take these lessons. We must be willing to become mad with passion, crazy enough to chase the great beloved, even if it means forgetting who we are for a time to have the sacred delight of rediscovery. Breaking some rules and looking like fools. Well, what could be greater than becoming a fool for love? That will do for us. That will do well. Let us be fools for love together." And there's a lot more in here, but I feel like that's what they were trying to bring through here, because the lion and the deer does feel like two different individuals. Um, that it's like I don't know if it's a mother and father or like a grandfather grandmother, but it's like these two together, like one was the lion and the other one was the deer, right? And it's just like, whoa. And this message so far with it is they're like, um it's a school of love, and we came here to have fun and to experience what love is and the contrast of love. It's a school, it's like just this really. And I kind of feel like whichever one of them was like very humorous, they're the ones, because they're doing this, too cool for school, type of shenanigan type of actions. But I do want to pull, I'm going to pull from the Archangel Power Tarot and just see what they have to say here. Well, SJ, hopefully it's not your individuals that are hijacking Mike's reading. Let's take a look here. What message do they have for you? Whoa, okay. Wow. So you got 6 cards. You've got the first one is the 2 of Pentacles here. And again, I feel like this is them. Here's the silly one again. But they're talking all about balance, 2 of Pentacles is what the 2 of Ariel are, and, uh, there is this, you know, message of balancing out your life in the external world. Yeah, because you also have the King of Ariel, which is the King of Pentacles. Again, here's the silly one, and then the angel. So I feel like the masculine energy one was the silly one anyway. But the King of Pentacles uh, is this message for them like you can take charge of the balance, you control your outside world. It is this also this message of that any of the family ancestry that was passed down from generation to generation, any of the um, chains that were passed down from generation to generation, that it's your generation that can stop it. That, there might have been, and it can be like people who um have the same type of like drinking, those kind of addictions sometimes, or it could be everyone working the same job, same type of occupation, treating people a certain way, whatever it might be. They were like, this was passed down from generation to generation. And the King of Pentacles is like, you're able to transform it and change it. Sometimes there's even uh, a tree of life sometimes that can appear, or a tree which represents like the family tree, but you are this one that is able to make this change and break these cycles and break those chains too. Yeah, you have the 6 of Raphael. Excuse me, which is the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups, this is nostalgia. This is the reflecting back on memories. So that fits right in with what I was just saying here about how you can look back at situations that had happened. And when you realize that each moment is either of unconditional love of the higher realms or of the fear of losing conditional love of this realm, when you look back at a memory and you realize it's not one of unconditional love, by what they're talking about here, it was some unpleasant memories as a child, that it's like, well, they were acting out of fear. I was acting out of fear because it wasn't of unconditional love, it was out of fear. And when humans act out of fear, they're in fight or flight mode. We act out of our minds, literally, because when we go into fear, the blood rushes from our brain to our arms and to our legs to run or fight. And so, whenever a human goes into fear, all they're trying to do is to feel in control again, to feel safe again. And usually it's in an animalistic, reactionary way that is not loving and that is not thinking of anyone else but themselves. And I kind of feel like looking back at those helps heal those. And, they basically say that, by the time they realized anything about their lives, they had already passed it on to their children, who passed it on to their children, who passed it on to their children. Because but when we're having children, we're usually children having children, because it's usually in our early 20s ish, or mid 20s, or even 30s. We haven't done a whole lot of self reflecting and growth at that point. And so we haven't had a chance to make and alter things before we've passed it on to the next generation already. So that's why things get passed on so much. But they're like, you have the strength and ability to break those chains. Yeah. Because here you have the Knight of Raphael. So the Knight of Cups. You're on a quest. You're the one that's able to do it. You're the fighter. And so they do see that. And so that's why they feel like you are the one that is able to do it, because you also have the 2 of Raphael, which is the Two of Cups, which always tells us that every moment is a choice between those um, two emotions, either unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional. It's like the Lovers card. It tells us, that there's always an emotional choice we make in every moment. If when we're in fear, we make that fearful choice. And then you have the Eight of Ariel. And the Eight of Ariel, which is the Eight of Pentacles, is about you moving up in the outside world, that you are ready to change your outside world, to move to this next level. Because the Eight of Pentacles kind of has this, uh, what do you call it? An apprentice who's been doing a lot of work and mastering the gift or the task, like a blacksmith, how they take on an apprentice and then they learn the craft and then they reach a point where they're ready to become the master and they move to the next step. That's where you're at with that, with all of this in the outside world. And they're saying that you're ready for this, you're ready to do it. Because what comes after the Eight of Pentacles is the Nine of Pentacles, which is nines are the hermit's journey. It's the internal search. And it basically says you find what you're looking for within yourself, within your own worth, within your own self. And then comes the 10 of Pentacles after that, which actually does have usually has the tree of life, or I think that's what they call it in the Kabbalah. It has like the tree of life with the path of going, returning back to those higher places. So I really feel like whether this was, I almost feel like it's steering towards grandparents, but they are letting you know that you are strong. And it's funny, they were just saying, yeah, because grandparents get along much better with grandchildren because, they've passed on these things to their children, and they realize so much more, that usually grandparents are over here and their children pendulum over here, and then when they raise their children they pendulum back over here. It's, how like people are like too disciplinary, and then so their children are so much less disciplinary, but then their children want discipline, so they become disciplinary, and that's why they get along so well. So I kind of feel like that all of that, they're letting you know that you are so strong. You have such a beautiful opportunity to change so much of your memories, where you're able to, share with your children what you went through. And if any of that seeped into them because you hadn't been able to deal with it yourself yet, that you're able to really get to them to help break the chain. And this is the opportunity for you to do that. And so um, that is what they have to say for you. So hopefully that resonated. If not, maybe that was for you, SDA. But um, I do feel that sometimes messages come through, um, for all of us through other people too. I had the great opportunity once to go see the Long Island medium. She actually came to town, and a friend took me there. And I love seeing it in person because you see it on TV and you're like, okay, I believe in it all, but seeing it yourself is amazing because, like, uh, she would go to this section and she'd talk about like a son committing suicide, and three people were sitting right next to each other that had their son or a child commit suicide. They didn't know each other at all, but it's like spirit brought them all together. So they're all right there. And when she asked if anyone in this section had a child who commit suicide, three of them raised their hands right next to each other. She goes, are you all related? And they were like, they weren't. It was three separate children, but all three of their children had brought them together so that they could get a message as a group. And so sometimes that happens too. I just love it. Love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So, Kadu, thank you so much for hanging out. And Spirit knows what you're asking, even if you don't know how to ask it. But you want to know about future goals and present health. We'll see what they have to say here. And I do want to do the Spirit Song Tarot. And let's see what we have here. One more time. So we'll talk about future goals first. What do they want you to know about your future goals? Okay. Okay. All right. All those. Okay. And then what about your present health? Okay. And they gave you two, actually. They want that one too. So three. So actually, I want to do the health first. So you have transformation, and don't freak out. This is the death and rebirth card. So it's not saying you're going to die. It's just saying that your health is going to be going through this transformation, through a rebirth. Yeah, because you got two fours as well along with those, which fours are all about stability. Think of like a table with four strong, solid legs. It's a very solid foundation because this is peace of mind, the four of feathers, which would be the four of swords in the standard tarot, and then you have the four of crystals. Yeah, the four of crystals, which um, in this deck, I think crystals are. Well, it talks about control and security. I thought the crystals were like wands, which makes sense because it's solid foundation. Yeah, because beavers build and it's about action and building. So, you have both of these. You have this your bodily energy is stabilizing as well as you're having peace of mind about your health here coming up. So this transformation that's coming up regarding your present health, they're going to have some good news. I kind of feel like a solid plan, and it's going to help you just put your mind at ease, and it balances out your energy. Like I said, so I like that. And then, oh my gosh, they gave you seven cards about your future goals. So let's take a look here, and let me just kind of we'll just start with this and go and work the other way. So you got the two of acorns, um, which the acorns. Actually, I think acorns are the ones. What crystals? Crystals. I think our crystals are the pentacles, which still works out good because yeah, crystals are in the ground. So sorry when they change up these. Throws me off. I just got him yesterday, so be patient with me. But so the other one, it would have been the four of pentacles, which is totally cool too, because that's stability in your outside world, which would be your body, which is totally makes more even more meaning. So I love that. So the two of acorns is the um, two of wands, which basically tells you whatever you focus on is what grows in your life. So as far as your future goals, they're saying if you focus on what's missing in your life or what you don't want in your life, that's going to grow. But if you focus on what you're grateful for and what you do want to have expand in your life, then that expands instead. So they're kind of telling you to kind of change that up because you also have the world card, which is about ending of major cycles and new beginnings. So you are also going to be having this change that, kind of like this focus that you have. Maybe it's been a tendency to focus on what's missing and what's in your life that you didn't wish was there, and just like changing from this, I don't want to say half empty cup to half full cup, but it's kind of that energy. It's like instead of focusing on all that other stuff, it's like changing it up. because you also have the moon card here, which the moon card is about connecting to the higher realms. I love the owl here because there's wisdom, there's unseen, unknown things that will be coming to pass that are going to give you some great guidance um, in your life. Because, sorry, I was looking down here. Um, because you have the lovers card here, which is about emotional choices, what I had just talked about in the previous reading too. Because you get to choose which whatever comes your way. And I kind of feel like they wanted to mention that with the other, because it's like, but don't be afraid of the unknown that's coming, because you get to choose what it means. You get to choose how you want to feel about it. And it's a great power that's coming in with all of that, because you also have the electric eel, the eight of acorns, which is the eight of wands, which means they have a ton of energy that's coming in, like messages coming in, a lot of fire headed your way with your future goals, which shows movement, which shows activity, which shows that you know that movement coming in. Um, because you have the page of feathers, which is the page of swords, which is new thoughts, new communication, new ideas that are being activated, along with all of that energy, too. So I kind of feel like your future goals, you really are discovering a lot about yourself and what you want. You're having a lot of endings of cycles, new beginnings of stuff that I kind of feel like you're just like tired of doing things the old way and getting what you always got. It's kind of like what was that saying? When you do what you always did, you get what you always got. And you're like, I'm tired of getting what I always got. I'm ready to be getting something new. Excuse me. Because you also have the Six of Cups, the Six of Shells. And as I just talked about, this was also popped up in the last reading, is about revisiting. It's nostalgia. It also can mean old things coming back around. Sometimes it can be an old job that's being offered to you again. Um, old friendships coming back in. Excuse me, just take a quick sip here. Excuse me. So I feel like, again, there's this revisiting of your old emotions and old ways of looking at things. And you're just kind of rechecking. I'm not sure if this health thing has brought you to this point of like, why am I existing? I want to live. I don't want to just exist. And you're kind of revisiting and re-looking at, kind of revamping your life and going, I just want to do what makes my heart sing, and I want to enjoy life. I don't want to feel like I'm just, like I said, existing. You wake up, you go to work, you come home, you do all the blah blah blah, you go to sleep. You wake up, you go to work, you come home, the blah blah blah. It's like you live for the weekends, but the weekends fly by, and so your life is like flying by. And I kind of feel like it's this. You're really grasping, um, this future in a whole different way. Because you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. So I love that for you. So hopefully that resonated and helped there, Kadu. You're very welcome, Mike. Hopefully that resonated for you too. And I don't see anyone else that asked any questions there. Oh, very good. Very good. I'm glad that did resonate there. I kind of feel like I want to pull one of these Oracle of E cards just for whoever this is for. Could be for someone that watches this on replay, or someone that has a question that doesn't want to speak up, which is totally cool. I understand. But we'll see what this is. All right. So, okay. This one right here. We got Live Wire, card number 35. Let's see what message comes with that. Sometimes these are pretty funny. I like them. It says, within you is a powerful elixir that can change the world, both your world and the one around you. Scientists call this elixir emotions, but you can think of it as a supercharged current capable of taking you anywhere you want to go. You can use your emotions to suffer or to skyrocket to fame. Good to know that it's up to you. I love that. What a great message. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. So, I don't have any other messages here. It just if anyone has anything that they'd like me to ask Spirit, I know, right? I claim it too. We can all claim it. Very good. Very good. So if anyone else has anything that we'd like me to pull some cards for Spirit, you can just pop it down below. If you're new to my channel and you have not subscribed yet, all you have to do is subscribe, and then it'll let you actually chat in the chat room, and that's where you can put your request for me to ask of Spirit. And if you can ask any questions, if you don't feel comfortable, like specifically asking what you want in public, which I understand that everyone wants their business out there, you can put it, just want a general reading, and Spirit knows what you're wanting to ask there. Hey, Chaos. Thank you for the new subscription there. I appreciate it. As I was saying, if you have a question, you can pop it down below or just ask for a general reading, and I'm happy to pull some cards. Um, and I do occasionally also, of course, like I just did, I'll pull cards for people who will watch this on the replay. And I kind of do feel like I want to pull one of these Power of Surrender cards. See what else Spirit would like us to know on this beautiful Friday night, Saturday morning, or Saturday afternoon. In case you're across on the other side of the world where it's tomorrow already. All right. Well, they want this one at the top here. Oh, crap. Always the divine timing message, right? Says sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. Not sometimes. I think it always is. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough, according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Yes, we know it's always perfect timing. We can trust it, but it's always great to have that reminder. All right, Chaos. Let's take a look here. Are your brothers conspiring to cheat you out of your inheritance? Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Well, let's pull. I'm going to use the Dragon Tarot and let's take a look here. Sorry you're going through that. I know it's hard enough to have a loss, but to have them do that too. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know around here. Okay. Those two, and then one on the bottom, which is what's on the unknown. Let's see here. Well, you have the Sun card here, which is one of the most powerful cards of victory and brightness. So I would say that that's no, they're not going to succeed if they try to do that. Yeah, because you have the Six of Wands too, which is very much fiery energy, which this is you being victorious here. So I don't feel like they're going to here. Yeah, because the Seven of Swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, expectations. It's also known as the thievery card. But this is about what our thoughts are deceiving ourselves. And I kind of feel like they're almost saying, like, your brothers are deceiving themselves if they think they can get away with it. Because I kind of feel like there's this law that comes into play that has to do with, of course, validation of signatures and stamps of approval and how it's filed and lawyers and legal blah blah blah, which stuff I don't totally understand myself. But I kind of feel like there's like they think they're going to get it. Um, in fact, it's like if you look at this here, it's like someone's trying to steal the bone. Someone's trying to steal your bone, but they are going to be sorely, sorely disappointed and get the fire. Not from you though, but there's like they get fire from a fire breathing dragon where they're like they went to mess with it and try to take it and it's like nope. Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like it's gonna be you're gonna have victory come through that, um, because of those 2 cards, for sure, and it's just so fitting that this came out here like they're trying to steal the bone, but, even with them trying to do that, it's not gonna work out, because they're not going to, especially if they try to pass it off and you're like, "That's not the real one. Can you check those signatures? Let's check the stuff." And they're like, "Oh, nope, busted." Um, yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to um, get away with it. So hang in there, hang in there. Yeah, maybe your dad will go haunt their dreams, scare the crap out of them. All right, so you're very welcome, Chaos. If you have additional questions, you can pop them down there. SJ, you have a question about inheritance and also finances, but settling assets from a divorce. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's take a look here. I kind of want to move to the fairy deck for you. Uh-oh. The fairies and their little joyful, joyful little joy. Let's take a look here. So we'll look at your inheritance first. Okay, those two. And then, oh, none of those. And finances with settling assets from the divorce. Okay. Okay. And then they want one from the bottom on that one. Okay. So let's take a look here first. So you have the King of Spring first. This is going to be about your inheritance here, which is the King of Wands, which even says at the top innovative, inspiring, wise, a financial windfall. You're. Huh. And then you have the 10 of Summer, which would be the 10 of Cups, which is also about abundant feeling and emotional feeling. So, really, I feel for your inheritance, um, it is beneficial for you that it does bring you joy and it is for your benefit. So, definitely positive cards there. And then for the finances and settling with the divorce, you have the Four of Autumn, which would be the Four of Pentacles, which is stability in your outside world. And you also have the Nine of Summer, which is the Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment card. So that is looking pretty good to me, SDA. Um, and it does talk about the Four of Autumn. It says, manage your resources wisely. Achieve a balance in how you spend and save money, help out those who are less fortunate. But you do have your wishes come true really in both of those. So, um, it's a bit definitely this beautiful, beautiful result for both of those. I can't add anything else to that, can I? It's just like boom, boom. You got very powerful, abundant cards for both of those questions there. Wow. Yeah, I agree with Kadu. Sounds like he left a very strong positive influence around them. Wow. That sounds like you have his heart too. So I'm sure he's proud of you with what you're doing and how you wouldn't cut off your brothers even with the shenanigans that they'd pull. But I kind of feel like you won't let him. I kind of feel like that dragon with that bone is you. You're just like, you know what? Eh, eh." Wow, I do love that. Yeah, I can imagine SDA. Got a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, it's like that divine timing card. Maybe that was for you, right? Oh, no, no. As long as you know it's going to unfold for your benefit, right? You're like, okay, take your time. As long as it's going to, be, this wonderful, worth the wait, then I'll wait. So I love that. I definitely love that. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, Aries sun. Well, yeah, Gemini moon and Venus Cancer. Oh, Gemini moon and Venus in Cancer rising. Wow, it's quite the combo. So you've got that bright, fiery desires and wishes, but you have that balanced air sign moon and Venus. So yeah, so you don't get flustered very easily. You can kind of f- uh, simmer down the fiery Aries sun. And then you have Cancer rising. So, oh yeah. So you see the world through these nurturing eyes, don't you? You almost feel like everyone's mother slash father. Yeah, it makes sense. Very, very wonderful combination there. I love that. Well, very good. Well, everybody, I don't see any other questions there. I do want to pull a card here though from this Path of the Soul Destiny. Sure. I'd be happy to check that. I'm going to pull from this deck here, and then we'll take a look and see what thoughts they have. Okay, so this is a message for whoever this may be for. I call these the spiritual inkblot test because let's see if I can get it to. There it goes. They fractal imaging, which they put a bunch of formulas into a kind of computer program, and then it pops out designs. They have no idea what it's going to look like there or colors, and so I love those. Card number 30. That is a goddess energy. So it says her yellow crown denotes self empowerment, and the red denotes a strong embracement of her feminine sexual energy. For those who define as women, it says the goddess is here to remind you that your sexuality is an important part of being in a female body, and it's just as important as all the other aspects that make you you. And for those that identify as men, it says there is a strong female energy around you. Begin to study and understand this feminine energy as it plays an important role in balancing your male energy. All right. I like that. We can all use that balance these days for sure. So let's take a look. I'm going to use these black love oracle cards here because that represents the other. And we'll find out what their thoughts and feelings are towards you. Mm, wow. Yeah. You definitely are. Yeah. And so, frontline worker, too. That's your calling with that Cancer rising. A rising sign is like the glasses through which we see the world. Um, like I'm actually a Capricorn rising, so I see the world through the eyes of Capricorn, even though I'm a Pisces moon and have like all this water and Aquarius sun. It's like amazing when you look into all our charts. It's just I'm studying astrology right now, and you just could study your whole life and just be amazed at it all. But let's see this Capricorn. What are their thoughts and feelings towards you? Okay. So let's take a look here. So there's like five cards that pop up, and these are the first two. And so I really feel like um, this is all about death and rebirth. And I kind of feel like that's one things that they see you as, right? They see you as this individual who kind of just rises from the ashes. Your life transforms and it transforms and it transforms. And just what they know of you, they're just like, wow, this is someone who is very strong, that with all the, especially that grim reaper with the death and that you've dealt with and everything, they just look at you and go, wow, that you're able to just again rise from the ashes. You're able to be the strong, the phoenix. I mean, when you think of a bright burning phoenix, it's just like wow, just very strong with all of that. I kind of feel like he's masking his feelings though, so he's not showing his true self. And I kind of feel like um, I don't know. I almost want to use the word intimidated, just saying that because of that oddness and stuff, they're just kind of like going back and forth in between whether they feel like they are um, in the same league, if they are like, what do I have to offer? Almost kind of feel to it. Um, but it's funny because I both of these together, it's like girl talk and photograph. So he enjoys chatting with you and looking at your photographs. Oh, oh wow, yeah, right. It doesn't help to say try not to laugh. I laugh all the time. I almost feel like I don't know if you guys met online or through an app, but I feel like he enjoys chatting with you and looking at your pictures. So I kind of feel like there's this again this awe and almost like this I don't know they're afraid to show themselves because they're just like I don't feel like I'm on your level. I want to pull some more cards on this too. Um, and what I want to use though, I want to use the moon, the Queen of the Moon Oracle. We're gonna dive deeper here. I'm getting nosy now. Hey, it's Friday night, right? This is all our date night. We're all on a giant date. All friends hanging out. Wow. Too funny. So what else? What tell us about this person? What do we need to know? Yeah, that protection. Let's see what that brings in here. Yeah. Wow. Wow. So you had like a deja vu dream or like you dreamt something and he was like, "Oh my god, you're right." This one says your higher power, however you describe it, is a loving and protective energy. You are loved and protected. Identify your fears. You can protect yourself better, but trust in yourself. As the lunar cycle comes to the last set of crescents, in this case, the waning ones, we know that the dark moon is close, and so is the fresh start of the beautiful new moon. Here is our chance to let go of our resistance, surrender, and let go. To do that with confidence, we may feel that we need some support from the universe or whatever we believe our higher power to be. That support can take the form of feeling protected from whatever might happen and helping us get the courage to release what needs to go. Witches and other pagan practitioners who use the lunar and seasonal energies are often asked to assist people with spells, techniques, and even talismans of protection. These darker moons and the dark moon itself provide a great time to create and cast for this purpose. An easy way is to plug into the earth, raise that benevolent and loving energy, and turn to the four directions, asking each direction to shield and protect you in your endeavors. Then finally connect with the moon herself, which is rules Cancer, right? Just saying. With you as a conduit in the middle, brimming full of power and confidence. Trust in yourself to do what you need to do. And the companion stone is black tourmaline. So if you enjoy black tourmaline, it's a great protective stone. But I kind of feel like letting your guard down is the message that they want. Because I feel if you let your guard down, I think you kinda show yourself as the strong, like, again, you're the nurture, you're the one, you know, it's like, um, I protect other people, I don't need protection. And, it's funny because one of the examples I use when I talk about, uh, is it the 6 of Pentacles? Which is my codependency awareness card is you feel you have to be mama bird and everyone else is the baby bird. But it's like you don't have to, wow, and he's a chief. Wow, cool. Yeah, like you don't have to be that protector, you don't have to be the strong one all the time. So I feel like if you allow yourself to be vulnerable a little bit, let down your walls a little bit, um, that that will allow him to remove those masks a little bit. Like the amount that you drop your wall, he'll drop the masks. Wow, I love that though about the dream, which makes sense with your the Cancer rising too, because the moon is the moon energy. I imagine you just love the moon phases. And I say that facetiously. You've learned to deal with the moon phases, right? That you have uh, you're coming off of the full moon, and then the new moon energy is already impacting you. Where normally, a lot of people, it's just you get impacted 3 to 4 days before and after. But if you have any water signs in your major aspects, you feel them a week, 2 weeks before, so you never get a break from moon energy. You're feeling the new moon energy, and when the new moon starts to wane off, you're getting the full moon energy already coming in. So, um, uh, it makes sense that you have dreams and premonitions that come true, and a great amount of intuition as well. Yeah, understandable. But I kind of I feel good about this uh, chief. But let me pull a couple more cards. Yeah. You're a Cancer Sun and a Cancer Venus. Hmm. Very nice. Let's see. I'm just gonna get a more impression on this chief. What else should we know about this chief? See, now I'm taking on the protector role. Tell us about this guy. Okay, so I gave you one here. Hmm. So the emperor, stable, you know, good energy. We like stable, right? Oh, my bleeding heart. You guys are hilarious. But yeah, moon cycles are so beautiful for us, though. I mean, we're made of so much water ourselves that, and I think even like when we're younger, we're made of more water. As we get older, we have less water, but because like the moon does impact the tides of the earth, of course, we're impacted by the tides too. In beautiful cycles, I mean, it's every 27, 28 days. Yeah, from new moon back to a new moon again. So we were planting during a new moon, um, and then we let stuff go for the full moon. Um, and actually, I just put out it's one of my U times two videos. There's a playlist on my site, my YouTube page. I think it was not this, the one I put out today. Was it today already? Oh my gosh, time flies. It was last week, 'cause I talked about moon phases, if you wanna check that out. Yeah. Purging and integration, like SDA said. And then there's this, annual too, like, because you'll have a new moon in a sign, and then about 6 months later, you have the full moon in that sign, and then it goes back all the way to a new moon in the sign, so you almost go through this entire year too of fruition. So sometimes you can look at, like Libra, we had a Libra new moon now, this last Sunday. And so, like the wishes and the stuff you're working on, the things you're planting around Libra energy, 6 months from now, you'll have reached a fruition around it where you start to let stuff go around that. And it's just amazing when you start to journal, like a moon journal, you just see the amazing things that happen. So much design in life, we don't realize how fluid it really is. So, will you get approved for education benefits through the VA? Okay, yeah, let's take a look here. Kind of want to go to the dragon. I love these new dragon tarot. All right. So, what would you like Chaos to know about the VA benefits? Oops. Okay. Oh, and I feel like this is about your career. These other three. Oh, beautiful hermit card here. Which this is about turning inward and looking to the star that you are. And you also have the Page of Cups, which the Page of Cups is a positive card because it is about moving up in your emotional um, fulfillment, like moving to a new level in your emotions too. I've been reading tarot for 20 plus years, and yeah, I started when I was 2. No, I'm just kidding. I'm in my mid 50s, so yeah, we definitely yeah, I'm enjoying just hanging out too. I love it. Um, but thank you. I love the energy. That's the energy of everyone too. It's very calming. And so I love hanging out. I'm like, there's no one else that has any questions, but I don't want to go. So I'm glad people are asking more questions. and I love the conversation too. So, definitely, I feel like with that VA, with that Page of Cups, that it is, this beautiful, it's a positive card coming in here, so I'd say yes on that. And then yeah, your career, I see this is the Chariot card is a victory and a movement card, so I do see that. You have the Hierophant. I love this Hierophant card because this is about you moving to a new level. It's usually about spirituality, but it also can be about um, kind of legal things and and sorry, I was reading what you were putting there, and moving up into that. So beautiful Phoenix dragon. Again, a phoenix. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is about fulfillment in the outside world, endings and new beginnings too in there. So I really feel like that is a positive for the VA loan and moving into a career that is makes you feel more fulfilled in the outside world too. So I like that. Hey, Shivi and Shiv. All right. Well, thank you both for coming tonight. And I'm going to start with Shivi Rajaj. And I apologize if I murdered that. And you just want to know, will you and your boyfriend be able to settle permanently in the USA? Let's take a look. And then we will go on to Shiv. Is that Kakar? I probably murdered that. I should not even try, right? That's awesome. Yeah. Please let us know, Chaos. All right. So, will you be able to settle permanently in the United States? Anything else? Okay, so I gave you three cards. The first one is the Nine of Feathers, which would be the Nine of Swords in the Standard Tarot. And this talks about self empowerment because it's about going inward and looking at your thoughts and your beliefs around a situation. But you also have the Eight of Feathers, the Eight of Swords, which is courage and solutions. And then you have the Ace of Shells, which is Ace of Cups, which says happiness. Yay! Happiness and abundance. So definitely the Ace of Cups. It's bringing in this positive energy around it. But they are saying have courage. Look at your thoughts and your beliefs. That are rooted in fears here because it's that energy that's given you the Nine of Feathers. I also called like it's known as the nightmare or insomnia card. It's like all these thoughts in your mind. You have so much going on in your mind about it all. But they're like, just know that it's going to end in a beautiful way. And this is happiness. So if that is what is going to make you happy, I feel like you are going to get that ability to permanently settle in the United States. So, all right. So hopefully that helped there. And then Shiv, you want to know if you'll find a better match through your parents for a marriage as compared to your boyfriend. Uh-oh. So let's take a look here. Oh, I want this one right here. Come on. And let's see. Anything else? Okay, so they gave you three cards as well. So let's take a look here. So you got Eight of Acorns, which would be the Eight of Wands, which is about energy and movement. Says energy and results on that one. You have the 5 of shells, which would be the 5 of cups, which does have about emotions. Let me see what this other one is here too. Yeah, 2 of feathers. Wow. Decisions, decisions, decisions. And this card, the decision card, the 2 of decisions and direction, usually says, close your eyes to see. Don't trust your logic, trust your heart, trust your intuition. Because the 5 of shells, the 5 of cups is about hope and readjustment. But the 5 of cups, it shows you usually has 3 cups that are tilted over and spilt, which is about disappointment in the outer world, in whatever situations were going on, and it's happens for a reason. We have that disappointment in the outside world because we wanted to experience that. We came here to experience all those delicious emotions in this giant amusement park of fear rides. But then you're left with the 2 cups, which the 2 cups is about emotional choice too. And so you kind of have this little uh, emotional choice and mental choice cards both showing up in a way with that 8 of acorns, which is the 8 of wands, which is about movement, communication, energy coming in, this fire, this change. So I would say that they would um, that you're going to have this emotional choice that's going to be coming up, and to trust your intuition, trust your gut. You get to decide. You know, I really feel like they're saying that you are the one that decides, not someone else. I want to dig in here a little more too. Yeah, let's take a look here. You're like, I know, but tell me, give me some advice. So, okay. So, what they want me to do, they said, go to these cards. So, I have these love oracle cards. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull cards for your boyfriend, right? Because you said um, your boyfriend or your parents match. So, I'll do cards for both and then we'll see what each brings. Yeah, so we'll take a look here. Hey, Ms. Lovely, welcome, welcome. You'll be next, so appreciate you being here. All right, so first cards are going to be for your boyfriend. Okay, so they gave me 3 cards for them, and then the other one will be for what's behind door number 2, which would be your parents' uh, option. What would you like us to know about that one? Okay, and 3. So we got 3 and 3. So let's take a look here. So your boyfriend here, they have the palm tree, which would be like paradise. Wedding rings and Cupid's arrow. So far, well, let's see what your parents' choice would bring here. Mm. So got the butterfly, which is transformation, which makes sense because it looks like they have a healing heart because they've gone through um, these 2 cards, like they're going through this death and this rebirth and endings and new beginnings because they had a lot of heartbreak. So, when you look at that compared to that, kind of think they're leaning towards, they're saying your current boyfriend seems to bring you more joy, especially when they gave you the wedding rings for your current boyfriend. So I think it's a pretty clear answer from them on their opinion as far as what would make you feel more, a happy lifelong marriage. Well, what brought you together? Yeah, you know, common interests are good, but you can also develop those together. So, sometimes opposites attract because, um, you know, the peanut gallery too. But, it's what attracted to you? What brought you together? There's something there that brought you together, um, and you never know. You're opposites. So usually we get attracted to something in someone else that we want for ourselves. Like if I'm shy, I like someone who's outgoing because I like experiencing their outgoingness. But I also want to learn that for myself, and you kind of bring each other more towards the middle instead of being on opposites too. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, I know depending on our cultures, sometimes they're very strict where they're like, no, you will marry who I am telling you. And you're like, nah. So yeah. Yeah, if they'll get to know him. And a lot of it has to do with you. If you're uncertain, you're like, then they can sense the uncertainty. If they sense like, no, this is who I want, then they're like, but that's not necessarily saying, because you were asking if your parents will find someone better than your boyfriend. It's like, no, but it didn't say that you won't. Aha! Maybe we'll ask that question. Yeah. Let me ask that question real quick, and then I appreciate your patience, Miss Lovely. I promise you, we'll be to you next, because I wanna ask them, will you find someone right? Because there's that option C. It's like, well, I've got them. Yeah, I'm gonna pull from the spirit song for that one. Yeah, let's take a look here. Okay, a card came flying out. Let's see. All right, so they gave us one card. I love it. The Wheel of Fortune. Possibilities, possibilities, change. Hmm. The Wheel of Fortune, it's endings and new beginnings. It is change. So I think they might have told us that for a reason. And I want to pull a pink card here for you too, because the pink cards for these Love Oracle are you. So let's take a look here. What do you want her to know about? Okay. Mm. So I love the self-love that's coming in here with this card. Let's see, is it there it goes. And then the sword and the rose too. Yeah, because it's and I felt that. I was gonna say that the greatest love you have you find inside of yourself. So obviously we know that the love of your life you find in here, not out here anyway. But you got the sword and the rose, which is clarity, truth, revelation, power. So I feel like with that other card, with that Wheel of Fortune and that together, that definitely is this, that you have the power. You find someone who's in more, that's going to bring this happiness for you. Because if you're questioning, kind of feel like you're ready for to find someone more. Like I don't think your parents are going to find someone. I don't think that it's like uh, your parents' choice would be the last option, uh, your current boyfriend's option number 2, but I feel like there's gonna be someone else. So, with all those cards coming in, there is this finding love within yourself, and that sword and that rose, you're just like, you have the ability to choose and to find someone else, but that Wheel of Fortune, that endings and that new beginnings, yeah, I feel like there's someone that's more in alignment, but I feel like you work on you first, that you find the love within you, and then you draw on that person that's there. Yeah, yeah. All right. You are very welcome. So hopefully, Miss Lovely, you're still hanging out here with us. I appreciate your patience. And you are not what are Joseph's feelings towards you. And I'm going to use the Black Love Oracle because that represents the other person. And so we'll take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know about Joseph's feelings towards you. Okay, 2 cards popped out already. So they are wanting to chat. Okay, anything else? Oh, yep. Okay. So they gave you 3 cards. So you have the boat, which is like movement, and let me see what the other cards are first here. Well, there is a soul connection and the runner. So, um there are feelings here because the boat for me is about movement and like it's like this wonderful adventure. Like when you go out for a day on a boat, unless you get seasick and you're afraid of water. But usually going out on a nice boat is a nice free feeling. And there's this connection that's there. The only thing I would be cautious of is the running to codependent relationship, which for me is kind of like this little red flag. May not really a red. They're saying it's a yellow flag. That be aware of your tendency to attract people who take, but also be aware that if he's an individual that normally goes into codependent relationships, do not rush in because those red flashes you've seen are not a carnival. They are red flags. Those yellow flashes you see are yellow flags. It's like slow down, just take your time and get to know someone because you want to be able to see and experience everything as you progress into this. But so um, that's what I feel from that, from those cards coming in there. It's just be aware, be aware. So they gave you his feelings, but they're just like also just slow as you as anything progresses between you guys. Yeah. So there. Oh, you're married but separated. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So that makes sense about all those feelings and everything. Cool. And if you have additional questions you want to ask, we can definitely ask as well. Look at you, chaos. Yeah, I hear you. I'm an Aquarius too, so I get it. Okay. w- Uh, what he wants to communicate with you. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pull some more cards here. Sure, Shiv. We can look at that next here. Let me just dig a little more here into Miss Lovely, what he wants to communicate with you. Okay. Mm. So sometimes they're very clear. It's like he doesn't want to communicate yet. I feel like he's like holding you at a distance in a way. But he's seeking clarity. He's trying to understand things, the pain, the prickiness, because the rose is the nice things, the sword is the things that stung. Um, yeah. Um, but then it's like it comes in on a lightning bolt. I feel like the communication's going to come out of nowhere, and but I feel like right now he's not communicating, but they wouldn't tell me what he wants to communicate. I'm gonna pull a card here from this Gentle Creature's Wisdom deck. I feel drawn to that. It makes sense. Shiv, you're not into American and ethnicities? Oh, I'm just razzing you. You can't help what you're attracted to, right? So let's see, what else? Can you tell us what about the communication? Yeah. Well, so you got two cards here. Oh my gosh. You got wait and pause. So they don't want me to read from the book. They're just saying like it's just you're just on pause. Just allow the wait, allow the timing. Um, yeah, and I know people say they love. I always say, "Show me you love me." That's what's there. I know, right? Oh, what? What? I know we got the divine timing card earlier. I'm like, oh gosh. But it's important during this time. The biggest thing that you can do for any relationship is work on you. I always say during any waiting period, we don't wait for them. We work on us and we spend time on us and looking over what I want and what I learned from the relationship, what the the mirrors were showing me about myself. What do I see in him? Well, that is what I somehow see in myself. Use it for the internal growth because no waiting around. Well, let me see here. I'm going to pull the dragon cards here. It says it's on wait and it's on pause, but what else? What else? Oh, what a perfect image. What? There you go. All right, let's see. What else can you tell us, please? We would like to know. What am I waiting for? Is it worth the wait? Let's ask that. Is it worth the wait? So you have the Four of Cups here. So the Four of Cups tells us these are the three cups that you've drank from before, but you have a new offer of love coming in, something that's more fulfilling. Usually there has someone like leaned up against a tree bored with those three cups. So that's kind of a clear message for me. It's like there's something else. But that other cup coming in is the Ace of Cups too, which is the Holy Grail, the chalice, which is full of the unconditional love from above, which you find from looking inside. So I would stop looking outward and look inward for there, and then you'll You'll know. I kind of think you already know. Hey, perfect love. Hey, you, it's me. Hey, me, it's you. All right. So we were going to look here, Shiv, to see is this third option. Oh, if he's in the if he's foreign in a foreign land, or just how you're going to meet him. We'll take a look here. Welcome, welcome. And if you haven't hit the like button yet, I would really appreciate you considering doing so. It does help my videos reach more other individuals as well. So let's take a look here. Where are you going to meet this person, or how? All right. So you do have the Sire of Wands, a beautiful card. There it goes. So it does show you have the power and the energy. You have the Hierophant. And the Star. Wow, some powerful cards coming in here. This represents hope. Eight of Wands, so movement. So there is movement and energy. So they're definitely saying that you find someone, you find the choice in the Emperor. So I don't see anything about really an exact thing. I mean, these two, I almost feel like Disneyland here. But, with this being like Aztecian and this wands and this movement, I feel like you don't find them local. I do think you find them outside of where you normally are, but I didn't get anything about foreign on there at all. I kind of feel like I want to go to a different card deck, though. Okay. So they do want to look at the enchanted map. Thank you, perfect. Becoming my agent. Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Oh, that's good chaos. All right. So let's take care. Let's see where. Show us on the map. Okay. Okay. So Shiv, you got listening here. I almost feel with the elephant that kind of answers our question, huh? But let's see what else it says here. Yeah, an open heart will hear the message. Wow. When this card appears, you're being reminded that there is a time to speak and a time to be silent. Now is an occasion for listening. Pay attention not only to what is being spoken, but also to what is not being said at the moment. For the deeper message is not always obvious. Listen with your heart, not just your ears, and you'll find clarity. Receiving this listening card is a fortunate sign and ensures a greater understanding of your circumstances. Yeah. So I really feel that with that elephant appearing there, that you find them not outside of India, that you do find them in India. But it's about listening. What's not being said right now? And I kind of feel like you don't feel this communication with your current boyfriend. You don't feel like your parents are listening to you either. So I feel like listening to your heart, get away from everything, and you're going to find a lot of communication on just where where you want to go to next, what you want to do next. But I do feel it's in India with that elephant. So you never know. Maybe they will then go out of country. Maybe they are looking to go out of country too, but I feel you're gonna meet them in India. All right. Let's see here. Just take a quick drink. So let's take a look here at that. See, I'm gonna pull one of these too. So before I pull some tarot, they do want me to pull from the Spirit of the Animals Oracle about your older son there, Chaos. Oh, good. Glad, perfect that you're getting it. I'm like, perfect. You're finally getting the notifications. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm so grateful. You guys are so awesome. I love your energy. I can't believe already been on here almost 3 hours. It just flies by. It's crazy. All right. So for your son, Chaos, let's take a look here about mending the relationship. You're not sure why he turned against you. What would you like Chaos to know about the situation, please? Okay. Hmm. I love it. Miracles. Miracles never cease. Mama Hummingbird. Did you say you had two sons? It's like, I think you said you had two sons, didn't you? Just scrub up a little bit here. Yeah, so I do love that. Yeah, because it says you are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. Yeah. So I kind of feel like that's you and that's them. One looking to you, one looking away from you. But let's take a look here, see what Hummingbird has to say. Yeah, it says if a hummingbird is your totem, you're a person of joy and you bring a smile to everyone you meet. Hummingbird takes away sorrow, worry, and sadness. Oh, hummingbird medicine teaches us to let stress and troubles go. When hummingbird appears, it is a reminder to spend time in the garden, drink from the sweet nectar of life, and flit from flower to flower, helping to propagate all that is beautiful. Hummingbird people are the masters of healing with herbs, flowers, colorful stones, aromatherapy, and love. If you have hummingbirds as totem, you naturally radiate the colors of the rainbow. Your bright, cheerful presence and sweet laughter is a blessing to all you meet. You are a person who creates happy life magic. Hummingbird energy is associated with accomplishments that which seem impossible. You can even fly upside down. If hummingbird is in your life, you have the ability to see the good in others and beauty wherever you go. Acceptance and love are the healing powers you offer just by being yourself. You have a very high energy, which naturally uplifts others, but even hummingbirds need a rest. Take time with the flowers for renewal and never let others take away your joy, your sparkle, or your positivity. Happiness is who you are. And they have like little things to contemplate if you want. There's four of them. The first one, are you feeling caged? Open the door. Number two, have you lost your joy? Visit the garden. Number three, don't let worry dull your radiance. Let it go. Number four, fly away from anything that dims your happiness. So I kind of feel like they're saying that you've done what you needed to do. Just let them be on there. But I do want to pull additional cards here. Yeah, because you can't make anyone happy. You can give someone the world and they can still choose to be unhappy. So don't let his actions towards you mean anything about you. Just know that it's something that he's going through, things that he needs to work through. And like you said, you will always be there for him. If he reached out to you, you wouldn't be like, well, it's about time. You would totally open up your arms and take him in. Um, and don't let it steal your happiness. Just continue to be you. If you think about him, even though if he won't respond to you, if he's blocked you, whatever, and there's no way for you to do it, then leave it like that. But if you think about him, all you have to do is you don't have to do anything but just say, thinking about you, I love you. No expectations, no, I want a response or whatever. Just send that energy. Or if you don't want to do any of that, when you think about him, you can still send love from your heart. I know, right? They know you well for sure. They're always around you, right? But you can send love to him and his higher self, that actor behind this little character, this little shit he's playing. um, he um, he will he'll take that energy, that love energy from you. But just know that this character he's playing is on purpose for a purpose. It's important for you to see that mirror too, because you feel responsible for his happiness and his emotions and all that. And so he's definitely uh, in that kind of position in your life so that he can reflect that back to you. So you could look at that little insecurity that's there about, oh, was I a bad mom or I did something wrong, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's like realizing, you know, I I love who I am, and you find that security in yourself. Well, let's see what these cards say. So you have the 6 of feathers. Yeah. So your 6 of feathers is like the 6 of swords. So you are movement of your thoughts and your beliefs and how you're thinking. So you are doing this little movement in how you are perceiving yourself, really this transformation. Yeah, 3 of cups. Here's that playfulness, the joy, focus on that. This also represents your posse up above, your guardian angels and your spirit guides and your loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, unicorns, fairies, leprechauns, whatever you believe those beings of higher love and light are. That's them saying, you're never alone. We're around you. Let that happiness flow. They're totally on there for you. Perfect. That's perfect. And then you have the Queen of Acorns, which is Queen of Wands. So definitely uh, about using your energy in such powerful ways. I mean, that's passion, creativity, but she also usually has a black cat on the card, which is about her connection to the spirit world and about trusting your intuition, guiding your energy where you want to grow and what you want to do. You're a force to be reckoned with. You can walk into a room and just light it up. So I love how you have this commanding presence with all that too. Yeah, name the 4 of acorns. So, yep, stable energy. See if we can get it to focus. Come on, come on. I know you want to. Oh, there it goes. The walrus. So the 4 of wands, comfort and community. So it's stabilized energy. Yeah, again, focus your energy um, the way you've been doing it, you know. So I love the question, but that's the good answer. Is they're like, um, you don't need to concern. I don't want to say that. That almost sounds very harsh, but they're saying you don't need to concern yourself with your relationship with your son. You always have a relationship with your son. You're only in charge of your part of the relationship with your son. You can't be in charge of his with you. So uh, I love that. If you can reach out to him, I kind of they keep on nudging me to say, every once in a while, you don't have to do it all the time because that just becomes irritating to someone who's going through, their own little dark night of the soul. But just every now and again, if you do text or whatever or email, just say, I was thinking about you and I just wanted to let you know that I love you. That's it. Very simple. Anything else is too much, right? So I love that. So you're such a good mom. I'm just giving you a big hug. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, my brother I have an older brother. I'm the younger of the two, and he was in the military. They get so distracted, and especially I know when he first joined the military, he was just a barrel of ego, thinking he was all that, and blah, 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 and they get all this into themselves anyway, and everyone else is psh. Um, but they all grow up and they all realize how smart their moms are eventually. So hang in there. All right. Perfect Love. You said you are ready for a message from Spirit. Okay. So they usually reinforce your path lesson or download. Would like to recognize better that you're not alone. Okay. Let's take a look here and see what they want to have through here. They do want to start with the Oracle of E. So let's take a look at that first. I'm glad mom is relieved. All right. So what's the first message here for perfect love? No fear. All right. So got baby steps. And let's see. These are little short messages. I love these. Everything is baby powder fresh right now. It's new, it's exciting, and of course, you're not quite sure how it's going to work out. You're not supposed to. It would ruin the surprise. But go ahead, take that first step. All great quests have got to begin somewhere. I love it. Perfect. And then I do want to go to these Spirit Song Tarot. Let's see what message they have for you. Yeah. Absolutely. Even if you want to be alone, you're never, ever, ever alone. It's funny, they're reminding me, I channeled my host who allows me to live in her basement here, just a wonderful, wonderful person. I channeled her. She lost her mom and her dad and her uncle in a matter of like 10 years. But they had me this flash where dad was driving this old car, and the ones that had the bucket seats all the way across, this huge ones, right? And mom was there. She was in the middle, and her uncle was in the back between two twins. And their message to her was like, "You're never ever alone, ever, ever." And she was like, "Oh, you mean never? Like they're always around me, even when like I'm hanging out romantically?" And I'm like, "Never ever alone." So it cracked me up, and they just reminded me of that. So, all right. So you have death and rebirth happening here. Imagine that transformation. You also have the chariot. your power of choice and movement. You also have the Four of Feathers, which is the Four of Swords. This is like the peace of mind. So you are connecting, you're letting expectations go of your human world, and you're continuing to slice away those thoughts and those beliefs that no longer serve you as you're attaching to higher truths. Makes sense. And then you have the Six of Crystals, which would be the Six of Pentacles. Oh, too funny. Well, you got your feathers. But you also have the Six of Crystals here. Um, which is, it says synergy and gratitude, but it's also my codependency awareness card. So I feel like some of the stuff that you're letting go is your some of those beliefs that you're cutting away have to do with that. In order for you to be worth anything, that you need to be able to give, right? Yeah, yeah. So that is that release that's happening there. And you're realizing that you're worth just being around for who you are, not for what you're able to give to someone, and that you don't have to be afraid of that anymore. That you are awesome just as you are, and if someone can't see that, um, then they get to join the rest. Out there. There's the door. But it is a change that happens within you about your willingness. And you've been, what a wonderful journey they're showing me that you've been on about your self-worth and who you are, and you're deserving of receiving, and just all of that. Flying monkey family. Yay. Let's see what else they'd like you to know here. Yeah, here's some more of your feathers. Got the Knight of Feathers now. Here comes the quest. I thought you were gonna get a knight, because of that quest that it mentioned on the other card there. So you definitely are on this beautiful, beautiful quest of higher truths that are rooted in the unconditional love of the higher realms, rather than, all that conditional love, those fears of losing conditional love that were, obviously so uh, bore into you when you were young, and you're making this beautiful change, this beautiful, switch. Really, chaos? Yes, 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 yes. I love this change for you. What a beautiful movement out of all these old thoughts and beliefs that kept you caged, and kind of, almost, I don't know why they're showing me this. They're showing, those donkeys that are attached to little mills that they have to go in circles, and are forced to work. That's what I feel like it is, and that they're, setting you free with that. Hey, SDA. Good night. Thank you for coming and bringing your beautiful energy here. Um, Maybe I'll see you throughout the weekend. I'm going to be on a few times. If not, I'll see you next time. Sending you a lot of love. Thank you. You welcome, Shivs. Thank you so, so much. Mm, yeah. Yeah, you're ready. You're definitely ready for this transformation, and letting go of these old ways of thinking about yourself. The more you connect with that higher unconditional love of up above, and let that be the foundation of who you are and your love, the rest of it just keeps drifting away and drifting away and drifting away. But I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. I love the it's like a little community of wonderful, just people with such huge hearts, and I love, that we were hanging out together today. Um, I will be back tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and then that's on YouTube, and then 5 p.m. I'll be on Instagram for a while, and then back here, 8 p.m. Mountain. Then on Sunday, 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. on YouTube as well. And then I don't know, I didn't mention it a whole lot, but my big announcement was I'm actually gonna start going live every day starting Monday. Um, I'm gonna be 7 p.m. at night, like Sunday through Friday. I am gonna do 8 p.m. on Saturday nights, and then I will be in the mornings on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as well. So I'm just excited to do that. I just love the energy. I do a lot of general readings, with my weekly energy updates that I put out on my videos on YouTube and my monthly and different, a bunch of others. But, getting the specifics and getting the, individual interaction has been just, I loved it. I started just doing it for like my YouTube subscriber marathon, but I just am loving the connection and loving all these that I just love, what's coming through. Hey, Brenda. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, it's Friday night. Where else do we gotta go? So yeah, please. Yeah, it is mountain. I live in Colorado, actually. Yeah, Brenda, if you want to pop your question down below, or if you want to just a general reading, if you don't want to share your business, you can do that too, and I'll be happy to pull cards. Where's everyone else from? Where? Oh, where? Oh, really? I'm in Colorado Springs. Whereabouts? If you feel like sharing, you don't have to put it in public if you don't want. Well, I appreciate that. Perfect. Shut up. Guess what? No way. What are the chances? What are the chances? California, big best. Wow. All right, let me see here. Very good. Let me see here. So, Brenda, I'll do you next. Bree asked, will reach out? Okay, let's take a look here. What? I'm Austin Bluffson Academy. So you're just down the road. That is crazy. All right, so let's take a look here, Bree. Will O reach out? Let's take a look at what we have here. Hmm. So it looks like right now they are doing a little self focus, doing their self work and taking time to heal. So I don't feel like right now that they're going to be reaching out because they are kind of involved with themselves. I know. Hey, neighbor. That is crazy. Yeah. But they are interested in eventually talking more. It's just right now they're not they're they got too much going on for themselves right now. So um it's like later, but you know, it's funny. Spirit's so funny. They're just like, yeah, if it's worth waiting around for, but I wouldn't wait by the phone. I'd just go ahead and enjoy your life. So kind of like don't hold your breath because you'll pass out because they're doing a lot of inner work and for later. So yeah. All right, Brenda. So let's take a look here. You are wanting to know some. Okay. So among those, which would be best? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take each one and at least pull one card for each, and that'll represent the energy that would be around you for each of these career options. So first of all is management. So let's see what they want for management. Okay, got two cards for management. And then automation tester would be next. Okay, three. Okay. Oh, four for that one. Okay. And then developer. Okay, you got one for that. Consulting. Wow. I know, right? There's just so much we can do here. It'd be easier if we're just like given two choices. This is what you have to do. You're either going to do this or this, right? Let's see. Okay. And teaching. So I should have one, two, three, four, five. One, two, three. Yep. So I have five stacks. And let me take a look here. So the first one is management. Wow. How funny. Yeah. So you've got the emperor, which would be like a management position, right? See if I get it to focus there. There it goes. And you also got the Fool card, which is about a new adventure, a new cycle, a new beginning. So this is very positive, especially keeping in um, mind that you can either be a loved emperor who is loving, or you can be considered a tyrant and a dictator. One is when you're doing things trying to control people out of fear. The other one is about, you know, um, knowing that when you're caring and you're sharing, and if your kingdom is uh, successful, you're successful, and the world is benefited more from it. So they're like, is that kind of energy around it. If you're going to be a loving manager, then beautiful. Otherwise, what happens to dictators? You don't want that to happen. They'll turn on you and stab you in the back. So, but very positive energy around that. And then you have automation tester, and around this one, interesting enough, so you've got two queens. You got the Queen of Pentacles, which is new birth. You can see all the new birth, nurturing. Queen of Cups is about your emotional balancing, also intuitiveness. I feel like you're able to really connect to the divine feminine within you in that type of role. You think automation tester really, but you're able to use and connect more to your intuition there. Gives you the ability to see things from a different perspective as well. I love this card. And the Four of Cups. So whereas other things may not please you as much, actually, almost this card in this specific situation, I feel you'd be bored with it. I feel it would be exciting for a while, but you would get bored with it after a while. Is kind of what I'm getting with that one. And then you have developer. Oh my gosh, Eight of Swords. Oh, I think with a developer, you would feel confined and bound. Um, is what I'm feeling with that one. That one, I almost feel like you're like no. Consulting. Mm. Seven of Swords is about, see how this one down here is trying to steal the bone. It's like the thoughts and beliefs that deceive us, that mislead us, misguide us. So I would say for I'm sorry, for the consulting, that there's so much, I want to say backstabbing, but there's so much competition within it. It's like people try to throw you under the bus, and there's kind of that conflict with it that I'm feeling from that one. And then the last one is teaching. This is a beautiful card too. Ace of Pentacles. Look at that. Birthing new things, allowing people. This, you would really help people understand their self worth and you would really uh, offers great opportunities there. So out of all of them, I really feel like management, if you want to that place of authority and to be able to mold that, and then also teaching. Kind of feel like both of them, you'd be able to do a lot of the same stuff in either one, because management is almost like being a teacher. Because I know when I was in management, you help train, you help develop, you help people grow and learn about themselves and the companies, products or processes and all that kind of stuff. Same thing with teaching. You help people develop their minds, develop who they are. You do more than just those things. It's kind of, they're very similar with that. So, yeah. So, those would be the energies around them, because they don't tell us which one to choose. They basically, um, ask those. Sure, yeah, go ahead and ask a follow-up. And Shiv, I will, do you next there. I'll answer those questions here in just a quick sec. Yeah, go ahead and ask your follow-up, and I'll be happy to answer that one. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's take a look here. So with teaching, yeah, right. One is, one is like, uh, living in a tornado, the other one is like living in paradise. Which do you think is which? I'm just kidding. Okay, yeah, I'll ask those there. Yeah, chaos, I can definitely see those for you. Okay, so here's the first one with teaching in school. You wanted to come out already, and then let's see which one for college. Actually, the top one they want for college. And then the other one is manager, IT, or business. Okay, so IT. I went to this one. Yeah, yeah. But what an impact, I know with me growing up, my dad was running his own business, my mom was working and stuff. So I teachers were like so important in my life, and I have such a high respect for them. Because they touch people's lives and they don't get paid diddly squat usually. All right, so let's take a look here. We've got teaching school. Yep, you got the King of Swords. Dun dun dun. So higher truths. Just a very uh, looked up to position, and then but you have college too, which is Wheel of Fortune. So it makes sense. um, with school, you're looked up to in a very high regard, right? And you definitely help people transform. See the butterfly. So you help people transform, and though you'd get more money in college, but it's almost like it's uh, people are set in their ways. You're just going to be giving teaching them information, um, not as making such an impact on individuals. If that matters to you. Um, both of them, it's like, uh, they're both powerful cards, you know? So, it's like either one, it's like more they're saying it's more your preference in that one with the teaching. And then IT, IT manager, the devil. I actually was, I managed a IT help desk, and this makes sense. You feel trapped and confined. You would learn a lot of lessons there. Oh, wow. Yeah, but compared to being a business manager, you got the star. That's hope, Hope card, and then also the Sire of Pentacles, which is all about, um, a high place and definitely more beneficial. So, yeah, yeah. So definitely on the IT, but but either one of those, the other are great. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm getting from the cards there, and follow your heart. Yeah, whatever makes your heart sing among them. You know, I really feel making the decision with a balanced heart and mind. Don't do it just all logic and well, this would be the best thing. 'Cause you're gonna like that one, with the 4 of Cups, if it's not something you enjoy and you don't have passion in it, you're just gonna get bored with it, and you're gonna be looking to jump and do something else before long. So, make sure your heart is in it too. Yeah. Oh, open your own school, look at you, chaos. Alright, let me just scroll back up here. Let me see here. I just wanna make sure I'm not skipping anyone here. Let me, Sheev, let me answer Bree real quick here, and then we'll see if they'll give us that information on the birth month and the year that you'll meet them. A lot of times with time, they're just like, just trust us, but we'll ask. I never hurts to ask, I always say. So we'll ask Bree's question here first. Urdu. All right. So Bree, is learning Urdu good? Oh, okay. Mm, okay. So you got the love card here, which is all about the emotional choice. So you do have, it's like the choice is up to you. We're like, duh. But you also have the 6 of feathers and the page of feathers, which the 6 of feathers would be movement and mental things. Page of feathers would be uh, new mental activity. So with both of these, it's movement in your mind. I would say that's a yes. That it's good for your mind. It's good for your expansion of your brain, and so that would be a yes with that. Now, of course, they're saying it's up to you. It's always an emotion. Every moment you have a choice. Um, but yeah, they're saying it would be good. All right. So, Sheev, let's take a look here. Let me just scroll down, make sure we didn't ask anything else. I thought I saw you. You're very welcome, Bree. You suddenly feel more Aries than Cancer. You're funny. Yeah, and Shika, if you're still here, you definitely can ask a question. Just pop them down below, and I answer them in order. But we'll take a look here, Sheev. If you are still with us, hopefully, let's take a look here. So, can we know this future person's birth month for Sheev? Maybe. Okay. 9 of feathers. So that would be September, right? Number 9. And then can you tell us about when, like the year? Will it be this year? I think that's what we'll do. Will it be this year? And you got the shaman card, which would be the Hierophant. And I kind of feel like that's waiting. It's like it's soaring, waiting. So I that's the energy I'm getting from that. I don't think it's this year, which We're in October. Starting you're in October right now. We're, about an hour and a half away in my time zone from October. So that's not too far. Let's see. What about next year? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I think it's next year because you have the 7 of acorns, which is the 7 of, wands in the standard tarot, and it talks about determination and stamina. Um, but they also at the same time were giving me the 7 of pentacles, which is, changing of your where you're investing your energy. Think of like you planted an apple tree because people told you that they want you to grow apples for applesauce, and so you did all that, and you are now seeing, what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree? The fruit. Now you're seeing the apples starting to grow, and you're like, oh yeah, guess we did plant apple tree. But you know what? I don't like apples. And why am I investing my energy in what everyone else wants? I want guacamole. I'm going to grow avocado trees instead. And so, like next year is when you're changing from where you're investing your energy to something new. So it's next year is when you'll be meeting them, and their birth month is September. So I like that for you. All right. So I don't think there's any more questions. I think we are all caught up, I believe. If I forgot anyone, please let me know. All right. I think we're good. Well, everybody, I think it is 10:30 my time, and I'm going to be back here at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning my time. So in about 12 and a half hours. So um, if you want to catch me in the morning, I'll be here. And like I said, I have a bunch of times I'm going to be on here this weekend. I really appreciate all of your love, all of your support, all of your energy, your wonderful questions, supporting one another. What a wonderful, amazing Friday night. So I love you guys very much. Please know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. Yes, chaos. You guys have a great night. I'm sure I'll be talking to you sometime in the future. And if you haven't checked out my giveaways playlist, it is linked in the description box of this video below. So if you want a chance of winning some wonderful things, keep an eye out on that. And I will see you guys on the flip side. You guys have a great night's sleep or a great rest of your day, wherever you're at in the world. And again, thank you all so very much. Take care. See if I can do the end stream here. Yeah, you never know. Are you on Instagram, Chaos, or Facebook? Hit me up. Hit me up and DM me or message me. One of those. All my stuff. I don't know if it's listed in here, but it's on my contact information on all that. LinkedIn only. You can also shoot me an email at bredazen at gmail.com. And you never know. Maybe we can hook up for some coffee since we live in the same city. Can't believe that. But good seeing you. All right, guys. We'll take care.